I can't remember. Are we supposed to be silent right now? Nobody's giving me any instructions.
I don't know. I feel like we're good. I feel like we can join.
You guys can all show yourselves. It's fine.
How's it going?
I told
George?
it not to join video. What the foo?
Totally good.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Okay.
Jordan, I found the picture
How?
that I've been looking for that is the basis of Triple H, my spellcasting combo.
I think you should just make it your background, honestly, again.
Should I just show him?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, just show me.
All right, here it is. Single lowercase h.
I love it. I totally approve.
That's what the
I
body
approve.
shape of Humphrey is.
110%.
All right, I got my new Dorman dice. Ready to go.
Ooh, I want to see.
I thought I posted pictures, but I will
You
show
probably did.
them the lot of y'all. See if I can find a good angle to get. But here is one. They have like moss and then a little skull inside.
I love that.
I've got two sets of Dorman dice. Both have a thing contained within them, which is a cool thing. But this one has like a little red gem in the middle.
Oh God! Sorry if the music was loud.
I don't
I can't hear any music.
Oh, you didn't hear any?
No music.
Okay, hold on. Oh my goodness.
Bear with us,
Also-
everyone.
Yeah, just in case we're live. Hey, everybody.
We are.
I had something for this. It was probably something along the lines of, I'm Brian, and we're coming to you live from the ancient void of time and space.
Brian, are you going to be time and space again?
Should I?
I think you should.
Wow.
There it is.
That's
Yeah.
That's the
Did
music.
you hear the
right
music
there.
there?
Yeah. That was nice
Yeah.
and loud.
Yeah.
But yes,
Oh,
Brian,
yeah.
I think you should be, personally.
In a group thing, it actually won't let me do that background.
No.
That's
I
sad.
don't know why.
That's
But
upsetting.
How's the music there?
definitely needs to go down.
Really loud.
Very overpowering.
But it is epic. I'm vibing. I'm almost done my chocolate milk, my non-branded white bottle of chocolate milk, and then I'll move on to one of my other 3 drinks. Y'all don't understand, when we get to break, I am in pain from the amount of liquid I've consumed. It's not good. I don't know why I do this.
I
but just
usually
drink.
am, but I left my water bottle in the other room.
You're
so I'm-
lactose sensitive, right, Jared?
For some reason, my
Probably.
background is missing. I don't know where it went.
Ah, spooky.
Ooh, that sounds like I'm ready to see Johnny Depp on the deck of a pirate ship.
So you guys can hear it now?
I
Yeah, it's
can't.
very loud.
Oh no, yeah,
Yes.
we've been able to hear it the whole time. It's just very loud.
Not at the very beginning. Right?
Now it's gone, at least for me.
Same. Agreed. Goodbye, sound.
I straight up thought you were about to start singing
Goodbye.
"Candle in the Wind"
Oh,
by Ellen. You're just like, "Goodbye, Norma Jean."
I almost started Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, which is a different Elton John.
Equally good, different
Equally
vibe,
good,
but
different vibe.
I love me an Elton John song. I mean,
Ew.
there's so many.
Goodbye, Norma Jean.
If you hear
I
Elton
actually
John
don't know.
saying goodbye to you, there are like 8 different songs it could be.
Look, if Elton John's saying goodbye to me, though, that's okay. It
Oh,
means
yeah.
I said hello to him.
Right, exactly. It means that at some point I met Elton John and he had to say goodbye as he left.
Yeah.
That's
Amazing.
pretty cool. I mean, like, look, if I had to choose between the 2 piano dudes, I would have to go with Billy Joel, but Elton John is
Fair.
a close second
They're
in
both really
like,
good.
yeah. I mean, different vibes, but
Mhm.
I've got my heart set on my
My
man
old
Billy.
boss was obsessed with Billy Joel, and all of his passwords were always Billy Joel related, so I could always guess them.
Oof, I love that.
I know. I was like, yeah, I logged into your email, and he was like, how? And I was like, because you're predictable.
The other
I love
day,
you, and you're
I made
predictable.
the most obscure Billy Joel reference I've made to an audience that is, you know, anyone who's at all around my age and not 70 years old. And
Mhm.
someone got it, and it was the most shocking moment I've ever had.
When was this?
This was Sid got a very old, like very unknown Billy Joel song reference, which is the song "Where's the Orchestra," which is, yeah, it's off of like one of his lesser known albums, and it is not a well known track even from that album.
Kind of love it when that happens though, because it's like such an acknowledgement of the flex.
Oh yeah, it was great. I can't hear you,
We
Jordan.
can't hear you.
No, but I can read lips pretty well.
Is he
apparently.
talking?
No, we still can't hear you.
Oh, we should do a whole session.
This is the one. We talked about this last time, didn't we? Hashtag mute Jordan or whatever it was.
Hashtag mute Jordan. Has it finally come about?
It's
Awesome.
happening.
That means we get to create this. All right. So it's a week later on the pirate ship.
Right.
And,
Actually, we can just do it where we try to read his lips. That would be fun too.
Ooh, like one of those, like the game where you like wear headphones with
Yeah.
music playing, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our 4 D&D players back behind the screen. Let's get them out here and see if they can conquer a CR15 monster. Come on out, team.
Oh, what? You sound like me designing encounters. I'm known for my deadly encounters, and it is.
You're known for the fact that you're known for the fact that you completely ignore any kind of statistic that tells you how deadly a monster is, and then throwing as many of them at players as you can. That's what you're known for.
Yeah, all I'm known for is a lot of monsters. Like I don't think I can remember the last time I put a combat where it was one thing that wasn't specifically a plot thing to make the players realize that they're not strong, which is also a classic me move. I throw like a level 20 like wizard or something at a group of level 1 adventurers, and they just like are unable to make saves. No, we still can't hear you.
Oh, wait, hold on.
We can hide and hear you. You're a little low.
Really, really, really quiet.
You're really quiet.
Really quiet.
You sound like a mouse. No. Now nothing.
Is it trying to
Yes,
pick
I'm
up
out.
like the microphone from your headsets? You need to flip that down. Oh, no, it's already there. Well, then that's obviously not it.
See, now I'm worried because y'all were like hearing him talk,
Can you
and
hear
I
me
was
now?
still.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How's the music?
Yeah.
Can't hear the
No.
music at all.
No music.
Can hear you, just not the music.
Can you hear the music now? Why is that shouldn't raise?
See, now I'm worried because I didn't hear him talking when he was supposedly very low, and now I'm worried I'm
It
just
was
deaf.
super.
So
Am I deaf?
now every
I
time
think-
he asks, "Can you hear the music?" I'm gonna be like, "Can I hear the music?"
Well, and I
Did we
think that
just
when
go
we
as
just
quiet as
barely
him?
were able to hear him, it was kind of cutting out when we would talk over him just a little bit because it was so low.
Oh,
But IDK, who knows? What do I
God,
know?
what-
anyways?
oh god, that was almost very
Wow.
bad. But I
It's
see.
so confusing. Why is it picking up right there?
Wants to be your friend.
Okay. Well, it shouldn't be picking
Anyone in the chat room want to ask any questions, or we have a slight break?
Yeah, I apologize to everyone watching.
Ooh,
This is taking
anybody
so
in the chat room want to throw out some shade at any of us? Not, I want to make it clear, not just at
Come
Jordan.
roast me.
Roast. me.
Yeah.
Come for me, bitches.
I'll send you all the picture of my 50s bob and you can roast that.
Really good. It's really good. And my polo shirt and my wraparound sunglasses.
It's a very traditional look in the worst parts of the United States.
Mine?
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Mine is also that way.
What if we also do a themed one where we dress up as the worst version of ourselves?
Ooh, I
Right
love
there.
that.
Most cringy version of ourselves.
I can hear
I was
that.
gonna, yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah,
I can hear
gonna wear
that.
my squirrel suit
But you're
tonight.
still
I
a little low.
Does it need to come down?
The music's at a good level. You are just really low.
Forgot I was
Compared
gonna wear
to
my
mine.
squirrel suit.
That's a better level for you.
Is that a little bit better for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna turn me up just a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe the
Okay,
music
how's
down
that
a
for
little
me?
bit.
How's that?
The music's still really loud on my end, but I can.
Yeah, it's swelling. The
Is
magic
that a little
bean.
bit better?
No, it's still loud.
It's still loud. It's louder
Sounds like
than
we're
you.
in a theater.
That's the correct
Oh, right.
direction.
Right
That's
there.
good. Perfect.
Right there?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Now I gotta figure out how I can hear you guys better because I can barely hear you.
Good to know. Ian the Magic Bean throwing shade at me for not shaving my head IRL to get into character. I'll take that shade.
Yeah, Jared, why don't you
Like,
freaking commit for once?
What if I shaved my head live on camera? We hit.
Oh,
I'll do that as a milestone. If
we hit
like
1 million subscribers. Jared will
wish.
shave his head.
it
We could
wouldn't
all
take
get
that.
together and one of us could shave it for him too.
Ooh, that's true.
That's hot.
Maybe the first live show we do, like, in
Can you guys
person.
still hear me just fine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't hear music, but I am.
I turned off the music for a second. I'm trying to figure out
Got it.
what input you guys are coming in so I can only control your volume and not the music's. Because like when I turn down the music, it turns down you guys, and I could have swore
I don't like
I
that.
had all this figured out. So you guys go ahead and keep talking while I figure this out.
Okay.
Again, everyone watching, so sorry for these
Okay.
technical issues. I thought we had this hammered out yesterday.
Well, Jordan got a nice new computer though, so on the
Yeah,
other hand,
I can
it's gonna
attest to the
be
fact
really
that
good.
Jordan had a meeting
Mhm.
that I was a part of where we planned and prepped all of the sound stuff. So I can attest to the fact that there was a plan, but
'Cause it was
technical
yesterday.
difficulties are fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would probably shave my head if we got like 25 subscribers on Twitch. Is that how that works? Are there subscribers on Twitch?
Yeah,
I
I
am
think so.
technologically
There
illiterate.
there's followers, and we have, I believe, 36.
All
Oh.
right, then we already missed that goal. Let's go 50. 50 and
Go,
I'll
go
shave my
big. Do
head.
like
When we
100.
make affiliate,
Mhm.
When we get affiliate, I'll shave.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm gonna commit if I do it though. Like it's just gonna happen.
so that can. What?
I'll shave my head live on camera.
Ooh.
I'll just bring in my beard trimmer and just. How close do I have to get it? Do you want me to like really get
No, I'd say like a 2.5 is fine.
2.5
Hmm.
inches or?
No, like a 2.5.
Okay, I have no idea how close that is, but that sounds fine to me.
Oh man. I'm
It's shorter than the back of my head is right now.
Oh wait, do you have the like?
I have an undercut because I have that it gets very hot in the summer, and so I have a undercut.
That's honestly like rat. I also have an undercut, but it's like the other one where it's like the hole around the head,
Yeah. Yeah, mine's
reverse
a little,
Picard,
like a diamond
yeah.
shape on the back of my head.
Right.
I have an overcut in which the hair over my hair is long and the hair under my hair is very short.
Can you guys
Mm-hmm.
hear me fine still?
Mhm.
Yes.
You're a little low, but we can hear you.
You're a
bit
little
better there at that
pitchy.
level.
Gee, honestly. Yeah.
What is that?
How's
Okay,
that
ready?
for level
We got a
one?
question. What was that, Jordan?
Yep.
How's that voice level for me right now?
Perfect.
Pretty good. Yeah.
100% perfect.
Okay. We, as much as I don't want to, we may just do this without sound.
Without music,
Yeah, with that, I feel like we need sound.
I'll beatbox the
Yeah, I
whole
know.
time.
So do I. But
What was the question?
Yeah, what's the question?
Eating the magic. Oh, we have a thing from chat. For chat, you're a little low, Jordan. So if you could up you. We have a question from chat from Eating the Magic Bean. For now or for break. What is the primary
might as well
goal
go
that
ahead and
drives?
answer it now.
And what is the primary goal that drives each of your characters?
Oh.
We gotta. That's much better for you, Jordan.
Come on.
Just so you know.
Much better right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also
Okay.
agree.
I can also concur for whatever it's worth.
Theo's primary driving force is, of course, to find the world's only radish, naturally occurring radish patch, Mesoporadishida, the source of all
Is that
radishes.
a play on Mesopotamia? Mesoporadisha?
Yeah, I thought it would go over a lot better originally. It didn't.
I liked it when it came out of her mouth, and at first I was like, and then I'm like, well, that could grow on me.
It's yeah,
Just like a radish.
much like radishes, they will actually begin to grow on you.
I don't
at
think
some
you are
point.
actually. I love radishes. I love them. I'm like, you're
as
underestimating how delicious
As
they are.
as do I. I have this new.
You made a little
Dude.
cool radish.
Wow.
Oh,
I
also,
love.
please feel free if you guys, any viewers out there, whether you're seeing this live or watching it later, please feel free to start a Kickstarter for me for more radishes. I've got plenty of money to go buy my own radishes.
Can you guys hear music?
No.
No.
But you're
But
clear
we can
as
hear
a-
you just fine.
You are
and you know
good.
what? Let's just go for it, man.
clear as a window.
We can
Wait. No.
we can handle
thought
the
I-
sans
there was
music
something.
today.
I got a blackberry ginger ale.
Ooh.
That sounds so
Today?
good.
It's very
Blackberry
interesting.
Ginger ale.
It's good.
I love it. I like to mix it with things.
I have so many regrets for not having my water bottle, and I have a gallon of distilled water, and I'm
You
like,
should send your cat man.
my cat man.
Your cat
Catman.
man, yes.
Send the cat man.
My cat is currently locked out of the room because he's been very noisy all day.
Are we to get in any legal trouble if we promote someone who is not asked to be promoted?
I don't think so.
I can't imagine so.
I think people avoid it because they're like, ooh, what? But they could sponsor us.
Oh, I'm not looking for a sponsorship. You guys are just always like, note taking provided by so and so. And so I'm gonna be like, note taking for me today is provided by Tabla Rasa, the only place where I get any of my stationary stuff because they're amazing.
Tabla Rasa?
Tabla?
Oh, and
Rasa.
Trolley Square.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
that place is
amazing.
really nice.
Toblerone. Got it.
That's like a big paper store.
Yeah,
That's
and
what-
also just
I
in
got
case they
wings
want
from
to start.
Trolley Winco earlier this week, and holy Moses, they're so good.
And on the off chance that we do get sponsors, I'd also like to thank the Apple Corporation and the people who make bottle caps and Muddy Buddies. Feel free to send me an entire palette of Muddy Buddies, and I'll be
Dr.
more than
Pepper
happy.
Co. for me.
Dr.
You-
Pepper Co.
Dr. Pepper, guys.
Do you want to know one of the worst things that I've done? Ian, the Magic Bean, will recognize this story. I once,
Hello?
with friends, went to a dollar store nearby us, and we bought root beer that had things that were settling at the bottom of it.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not
We
good.
called it chunky root beer, and it was
Oh.
it was mwah. And
Oh,
one time we were like,
no.
I wonder if we could recreate this. And we bought a bunch of bottle caps and crushed up all the root beer ones and boiled water and tried to like distill bottle cap into it and then
Oh no.
create
There's
our
something
own
seriously wrong with you, kid.
bottle root beer soda with chunks, and it didn't work. And that was
I
very
wonder
sad.
why.
No
it didn't
kidding.
Work. It didn't work. What a tragedy.
You would have been better off just making actual homemade root beer and then putting the ground up bits of bottle caps in there.
Why
Very
do
true.
Mormons like root beer so much?
Root
This
beer's
is an
amazing.
actual question.
I'm not Mormon, but I like root beer.
I also like root beer. I used to be Mormon.
I don't think it's
Just
religion
curious.
specific. I think it's just that root beer is amazing.
I have a theory.
Root
but
beer
it's
doesn't
probably wrong.
originate.
It's like I want it to be like I want the old distilleries that were owned by Brigham Young to have also produced root beer. This is what I want the story to be. It's like an urban legend of my own creation.
Oh yeah.
It's
But
like,
when
I
they
don't
outlawed
really
all
know
of
if
the
this is real
booze-
because I'm just making it up right now. But I think that this is what it should be.
This is how urban legends are started. I'm making one now. But I want it to be that when they stopped, when they were like, no more alcohol, the distillery was like, okay, all we can make is root beer. And so that's all they made. I want that.
You know, as a root beer connoisseur, I feel like that should be the truth. And if it's
Thank you.
not, as the famous band Gaelic Storm says in a song, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Perfect.
Look at that. Jordan, we have a request from chat. Can we change the Zoom settings so we can see all players and DM at once?
Interesting.
I don't know what that means.
If they want to see us in
Technically
gallery
impaired.
format.
Yeah, in gallery
Yeah.
instead
They
of
want to see us.
It's instead of the person who's talking.
in the
Lala.
magic bean.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it on the music. I can give up on that for right now.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Dun, 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 dun,
Um,
dun, dun,
Fix Zoom real quick.
Don't worry, chat, it's coming.
Change those settings.
Also,
Yeah,
Ian
not-
Match Bean did say that the root beer, the bottle cap root beer was the second worst thing they've ever seen me do.
Okay, but what's the first
go.
worst thing?
Okay.
Oh, I'm not sure we can say that.
Jared
It's something
should
that
tell
doesn't have
us
a tag on it.
first.
We'll save that for another time.
Someday.
We'll save that for the beach episode.
Ooh la la.
It was, I mean, I've done it multiple times. Ian the Magic Bean has seen me do it, and honestly, probably seen the culmination of it, like the largest time I did it. But I have done it, I think, a total of 4 times, and I also inspired a group of people to do it on my behalf once without even being present.
What on earth are you talking about, Jared?
All right. Gonna do it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Well,
Do it live!
We're doing it live.
Yeah.
So sorry, no music for this one, guys. I have no idea what literally changed overnight to make it, good. So-
Gremlins. Blame it on gremlins.
Gremlins.
It was the gremlins.
Someone got
Those
water
damn-
on them
It
or
definitely was a
fed
gremlin.
them after midnight. And
Somebody did something.
Okay. All right.
One
So,
thing,
real quick before we begin, as usual, go to deadmyth.com, use code Practical Friends to save 10% for all your note taking needs. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Catch me and Jared every Tuesday at noon for our flagship campaign, Immortals. We're on Patreon. If you like what we do, by all means, please support us. It all goes right back in the shows. Maybe gets a sound engineer to know what the heck's going on with sound.
higher outside help. That's what I want.
Vuuldonia update for the next roughly about 2 months. The normal showtime will be 7:30. Obviously, tonight's a little later because of the sound issues.
At 7:30
but-
MST.
Yeah, sorry, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Whatnot, and then we will be back on our normal schedule after that. Also, stay tuned for exciting news about some possible guest appearances we have coming up. So, without further ado, let's hop into it, shall we?
Yes!
I do want to
Last
say,
time.
this is another exciting thing. This is, if I'm correct, this is session 10.
Is this
It is
session
session
10?
10.
Session
We have
10.
gone 10 sessions. This is episode 7 of being on air.
Yeah, but who cares
so
about
if
that?
you're wondering
it's
where those
session
3
10.
different episodes are, visit YouTube, guys. That's
I
where all that is.
should
www.youtubeguys.gov.
Yep,
No,
that's
stop,
the
Brian.
one.
You're going to confuse them. It's okay. All right. So last time on Vuuldonia by Starlight, our brave heroes sailing aboard the mighty Wavechaser were suddenly ambushed by a ravenous raiding party of Sanguinese raiders that were looking to sink the ship and take the crew as their reward. Captain Barnacle, after defeating the raiding party in a mighty battle, Captain Barnaclefin informs you all that the battle was incredibly strange for the attackers to be in the South Sea, and something had to have driven them this far south. We get a hint of what exactly the ship of the Wavechaser and the crew can do in battle. You see the devil shark jaws crush the giant shark. Theo dealt the final blow to the Sanguine Priestess in the most epic fashion.
Big fan.
Barnacle granted you all honorary crew members for your help. You were able to recover various different knickknacks from the bodies of the raiders. You got a lesser sanguine ruby, and you found a strange stone covered in the symbol of the ancient ones and intricate tentacles carved all over. Samri was visited twice by a very familiar face, as was Aurora, not Angela, sorry. And last we had left off, Samri, you had signed your name in a book.
I did do that. I signed.
As your deity, Osmodius presented you the book. And now we are going to skip forward about a week as you guys are just outside of the island of Palma Flora as the Wavechaser is about to make dock to get some much needed ship repairs. There's a few downtime activities in that week, so we'll handle those real quick, guys. First, we'll just get Aurora's out of the way because yours was real quick. You spend that week helping out in the kitchen with breakfast whenever Theo's making it. You try to help with the ship repairs more so than already possible. And you spend most of the time with Monarch harnessing your ability to harness your rage and anger. And now you have a full understanding of how to use your rage, how to use, I don't know, does Reckless attack a first level feature? Or is that second level? I think that's second level.
Second level.
Second level. Okay. So Aurora has full understanding how to use rage, use it as a bonus action and all that stuff. And Monarch even goes over the finer nuances of like, hey, if you do it and you don't get attacked or you don't cause damage, you can't maintain it. And Jared, how would you like to do some maybe your downtime stuff?
Oh boy. Okay. I don't know if you wanted to do them in like a particular order or like save some of like the RP stuff or whatnot.
Yeah, because I think that's all we had left was the RP stuff essentially, really.
Yeah, and the library was the main one.
Yeah, let's do the library first.
Awesome.
You during that week you've obviously made your way into the captain's library, Lockjaw showing you his stuff and helping you find what you need. What particularly would you be looking for?
I'm definitely looking for information if I can find any on elves, as well as on the book and the key, and then that whole thing, as well as doppelgangers, the like shifters that we've kind of dealt with. Hoping, because I know the captain was familiar with them, so I'm hoping he had something about it.
Okay. So I won't make you roll, just because you have Lockjaw who knows the library like the back of his hand. Or I shouldn't say library, I should say more of a study. The ship's not that big. You do find a book about elves. uh, called Elven Myths and Legends. And basically, from your quick glancing, it seems to just be some passed down tales of the ancient elves. It doesn't really, on a real quick speed through, it doesn't seem to be any factual hard data. Like, this is where they lived, this is what happened to them type stuff. Doesn't mean there's not something, but even myths are based in fact.
Right.
You do find, after a little bit of digging and Lockjaw helping you, you do find just a scroll that is written by Captain Barnaclefin that just talks about a race that he's never encountered before. He's not sure how long they've been a part of Vuuldonian history. They have the ability to shapeshift at will. The ones he has happened to befriend on the rare occasion have told him that they go by changelings. And he puts in big bold letters, not sure whether or not to trust them.
I would look at Lockjaw upon finding that and say, do you mind if I take this scroll? Not permanently, just for a little while.
He nods.
Thank you.
And he ends up, he would have told you in this week too that anything that you want to grab from the library, as long as you guys are sailing on the ship, you're free to take it out and to study it. But once you're not going to get back on the ship, he asks that you return it.
Okay.
Okay. And then anything else?
So nothing about the book or the key in there.
Yeah, you don't find anything.
That is totally fine. Okay, so there's that one, and then we already did the Tinkerer's tools. I grabbed those. The other mechanical one, I decided, just so you know, against doing the questions. That's why I didn't send you any. I was like, eh. But I do want to do the other thing with the staff. I'm gonna start on just myself. For
that aspect.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you trying to gain from yourself?
I'm basically trying to use this as a way of like knowing my own limits, you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
like I know that I'm not particularly strong, and that I'm, not super, like, that people don't seem to, figure, they don't seem to like me very much when I'm like trying to lie and things like that. But I guess I want more, like, I'm using it to get definitive answers on myself.
Okay. Like, no, so you'll know 100% what your strengths are.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Perfect. Go ahead. I won't make you roll for it because I don't think that makes real sense, honestly.
Right, because I would
Um,
choose to fail, I guess.
yeah. So, Dorman, you kind of stare into these eyes of your crystal skull on your staff. And as you do, you begin to notice that as you're focusing on yourself and your innermost things, trying to unlock even things of yourself that you may have hidden away, because it's become realized to you that there is stuff in your own memories you don't know anymore, be it blocked or wiped or what have you. You begin seeing that, and as you begin to peer into these crystal eyes, you begin to notice a faint hue of purple begins to glow from the eyes of this crystal skull themselves, as you find out that some of the things you are incredibly good on is avoiding and resisting traps. You've just naturally always been nimble at those. You're man, that's you're really good at passive. Just when you're kind of looking for something, you don't have to try too hard. you're pretty good at like just kind of scanning, be it a book, be it shelves, be it the room, at finding things. You're good at making investigations and real quickly, without really having to try. And as you get that last little aspect of yourself, you're trying to peer deeper and deeper into your own mind. And for a split second, you see a flash of the book and the forest outside of Alroki that you're super familiar with. And then you snap back to looking at the staff.
Okay.
So you could definitely get the sense there's still something blocking your memory of the book.
Got it.
Okay.
Next
one.
So yeah, then I guess do you want me to do the role play ones now, or do we want to come back to those? Or
If you're gonna do the gain aspects on the party, then yeah, by all means, you can. I will say you don't have to role play them. They will need to make the roll, obviously. You don't have to role play like and tell them. I'll leave it totally in your hands how you want to do that.
yeah, for the extract aspects on them. So I guess I'll basically do like 4 on myself. And so you gave me what, 2 or 3? 2. And then like the other 2 I'll literally just use to, like, I think you said I could find like a stat, like figure out what the
Yeah.
so I'll just use that to know, like, oh, like what's this stat. Jared, know it. So
Yeah, I got you though. I
and then
understand. For
the other
character-wise.
3 days, I'll just do 1 on each of them, and I guess I'll try to figure out their weakest stat.
Okay. So the way we'll do the gain aspects is you'll need to ask, like, as you're focusing, you'll need to focus in on the particular stat you want to find out.
Okay.
You're just, I will say at a later point, you will be able to just be like, what are their weak points? And
Right.
you will be able to get them. Right now with it, you have to like pinpoint exactly what you want to find out. So if
Okay.
you want, for instance, Aurora's, how hardy is Aurora, that would only give you her constitution essentially.
Right. Okay, in that case, I think I don't really know my friend's weaknesses as much, but I would like to be sure of their strengths. So I think I
Okay.
will. I know how clerics work, like Dorman does.
Yeah.
So I think I will just ask each of them about their wisdom stat. Like, I'll extract their wisdom from each of them.
Okay. So are you going to role play asking, or do we just want to do the rolls?
Oh no, I'm not telling them I'm doing this. I'm just doing
Oh,
it.
gotcha. Okay. So all 3 of you, I need you. What kind of saving throw is it? A wisdom, I believe, or intelligence?
I think it was intelligence, but
That sounds.
I did
right.
not write it down. Unless I did in my book. I will look.
If it's the kind of thing that I wouldn't necessarily oppose, can I just use my passive?
Because he's doing an ability on you.
I know.
Without telling you, and all it is
Yeah.
if you fail, he just doesn't get the info. That's all. Nothing. There's no negative effects on you guys.
Okay.
Would this be anything that I would be able to magically sense is happening?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It would be a wisdom saving throw, please, from all 3 of you.
Okay. I'm gonna add
what do
that
they
to
need to
my
beat?
thing.
What's Dorman's spell DC?
I think it's 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys should all be pretty good at wisdom saving throws. You're all clerics at a base, so.
Uh, 12.
12. Okay, so you are able to extract Theo's wisdom. Is go ahead and share your wisdom score, Theo.
So when I get this, I guess my am I allowed to interpret what I Dorman get from that? Because like I Jared know this is a game and what a stat means, but like would I basically know like the relative like level of their wisdom compared to like the general populace? Like that's
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I get. Yeah. So we'll do Theo first because I got his save first. As Dorman focuses and kind of looks at, because you don't have to be, you see Theo enough to where you can just focus on him. You realize Theo's wisdom is insane. Like for the amount of world experience that you all have together from the books you've read of other adventurers and other students of the academy, he is almost like I don't want to say maxed out because that kind of puts a little level on it, but he's up there already with, even though you guys haven't been adventuring that long. His wisdom score is 18.
Got it.
Aurora, what was your save?
16.
What was it?
16.
16. You are not able, as you try to focus in on Aurora, all you get is like storm clouds and lightning. You're not able to penetrate through that like force field of a storm to really aspect anything of her. Samri, what did you get?
24. Or 23, sorry. I rolled a 19. 23. I got a 23.
As you save Samri for last because you're still shaken by what you've kind of found out. And as you're thinking of it, you're zooming in and you're picturing essentially this metaphysical form of Samri, but it's constantly shifting and moving to where you just cannot get a lock on it.
Got it. Okay.
I would have made it unopposed. And then you could have had it.
Yeah, but I'm a sneaky little motherfucker, so.
You can just ask.
Yep, but.
Nope.
But
Yep.
nope.
Nope.
Okay, so then the last thing I have to do is I've got 2 one-on-one things that I want to do. So you want me to just do those now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so at some point in the journey, Aurora,
save the summary one for last, which I'm sure you're already doing.
Yeah. I figured we could do that one like after the rest of it anyway, or during Samri's thing.
Okay.
But I'm gonna find Aurora during part of this, and hi Aurora, do you mind if we like chat for a second?
Sure, Dorman.
Look, I don't want this to sound weird, but I have kind of seen a lot of things that I maybe should not have always seen. I asked a question once, and well, I saw Alucard and in your past.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've seen Alucard in a couple of these visions that I've had. And I'm wondering if there's more information you could tell me about them.
Well, I can try. I knew him up until I left home. I seen him often enough.
And what is Alucard?
He was always a tiefling to me.
I guess I didn't mean like in present. I'm more curious about the fact that Alucard in the visions I've had has showed up in very opportune places for a lot of things. And I'm wondering, I think you're right. I think from what I've seen, Alucard appears to be a tiefling, but I meant more is Alucard just a tiefling, or is Alucard a very powerful magic user? Is Alucard perhaps a front for some other entity? That's more of the questions I'm asking.
Well, I met him. We met when we were children. The only he did teach me how to speak Infernal, but I also taught him how to speak Celestial. And then
You knew when you were a child, Alucard was also a child.
yes.
Okay, that's very good to know.
Dorman, when she says that she taught Alucard to speak Celestial, that definitely sends signals in your own mind. Because as far as you know, Celestial is a dead language.
Interesting. So I guess knowing that, I would say, I wasn't aware you speak Celestial.
It's my family's language.
Huh. I was under the impression that language had died out a long time ago.
My entire clan was always spoke it. We were taught Common as a second language, not as our first.
See, I learned Celestial, but from, study. It was an elective I took. But that's very interesting. And what was Alucard doing with your clan as a...
Oh, he was not with our clan. My father tried to kill him at one point.
Oh, that's fun.
We actually met in secret. I was in the woods playing, and I met him there.
Interesting. Were there any settlements nearby? Where did Alucard ever say where they grew up?
No, he didn't. We figured we were not a welcome to each other's clans, so we just stuck to the woods. We were the most comfortable there.
Well, I want to warn you, and I flash my eyes taupe at this point, and then back to normal, or the new normal, and say, I've seen Alucard in a lot of very opportune places throughout time, and I'm just warning you that I don't know if Alucard is exactly who he claims to be when he's with you. But I don't know for sure whether that's a good or a bad thing.
Well, he's never presented himself anything but who he is.
I remember you had a brief conversation with Sabri about this, but you both know Alucard.
Yeah.
As the kind of person I am, I don't think much of coincidence. I'm much more of a things happen for a reason, not because gods do that, because let's be honest, they sit on their asses all day. But in a more there are always motives, and it is odd to me that you are connected in this way despite the distance. So just be cautious.
I will. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, enjoy your training. I'm gonna go find Theo. I've got to talk to him as well.
Okay. Yeah, if you want, don't forget to eat. Do you need me to bring you anything later?
I appreciate that, but I'll be okay.
Okay. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll make sure to make something up for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I do.
And then I will go and I will find Theo and pull Theo aside for a one-on-one.
Oh, hey, man, where are we? I assume you like physically actually grab Theo and start pulling him to some other location. Where are we going, man? I mean, your grip is really strong.
Oh, it's really not. But I appreciate the compliment. I just have to talk. It's really important.
Okay.
Look, I know we kind of skimmed over this because there was a lot going on at the time, and then we kind of got attacked and everything. But you said you talked to Balabog.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I do not trust him either. But listen, is there anything that you can do so that we can have a conversation with maybe him not listening in?
Man, I wish. I'll add that to the list. But I think for the time being, we just have to assume that he knows. I will say, however, I think that Balabog, from the conversation I had, is very cocky. And I don't think he'll think much of us discussing him as the piece of garbage that he is. I don't think he thinks we could do anything about it, so he'll probably write us off.
Yeah, normally I would also think that, but a little while ago I had a vision that I'm pretty sure concerned Balamog, and me kicking his ass.
Like you like beat him up? Like,
no, but more of that I was a threat to him.
Huh.
So, but I don't want to give any details to that if he's potentially listening, because it's like I don't want to give him any advantages here.
I hate to break it to you, but I think if you beat the shit out of him, he knows. You know what I mean? I think he was there.
No. I'm not saying that it was something that's going to happen. I mean, it is something I think I was seeing the future.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean now. So you saw the future where you beat the shit out of Balabog.
It seemed to be going that direction.
Well, we must be doing something right, because that sounds like a great time. Babe, man, I wish I had that kind of fucking vision. He just keeps looking at me, saying weird shit.
He's kind of a peeping Tom.
I mean, yeah. I mean, really.
I mean, he's nothing but eyes. He's nothing but eyes.
Lots of eyes.
Freaking everywhere. It's awful.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is I've been thinking up some plans, and I at this point will pull out the Tinker's tools. I have some ideas. I've drawn out a couple of sketches, and I pull out a sketchbook with a bunch of like diagrams, and they're all like very mathematical depictions of like basically like, you know how architects draw things with like labels of like size indicators? It's like that. And except that they are like layers of plans for how to create a suit that a bear could wear to, like, basically it would be like armor that would cover, like, mostly armor that's like dragon scale looking armor, but it would also have potentially functioning wings. And I have full like Da Vinci style tried to create like a glider system and done like the calculations on the side of like, well, you see that this like the weight of a bear is much greater than that of a human, so the wingspan has to be truly astronomical. There's a reason birds' bodies are so little, but I think if we got the wings big enough, it could possibly work. I mean, it's all theoretical right now, but here's the plan. And then I will use the Tinkerer's tools with I have a feature as a little gnome that I can create um, like clockwork things with them, basically.
Uh-huh.
And I've constructed a tiny clockwork like wind up bear that like has wings that flap. It doesn't get lift, it doesn't fly, but it just like has wings that kind of flap. It's on its way.
I as soon as you show this like diagram of Bear Theo wearing this suit of armor with wings, um, he I don't hear a word that you said. I'm like I'm looking at that and I'm looking at this little toy and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's gonna be. There's no way that it can't be real. It's gonna be real. I'm just so tickled by it, and I carefully but strongly just like grab your shoulders. It's like, listen, I don't want to force you into anything that you don't want to do, but like I will make whatever I have to do to make this happen. Okay? Whatever I've got to do.
One of these days, we'll have to go visit my mom because, like, I'm not very good at this stuff. I have a kind of a separate interest, but my mom is phenomenal at this kind of thing, and I'm sure she could figure it out.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. We're taking a road trip. We're going to go see her and we're going to get all of this stuff figured out so I can be a flying bear thing. That's super awesome. But as much as I love this, before we get too far away from the subject, let's talk about Balamog for just a second longer, please. Listen.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
He didn't own up to it when we were talking. He's the one that kind of gave me this ability to turn into a bear. And so like, that might have some negative side effects to it that we'll need to watch out for. But he didn't necessarily own up to it while we were talking, but I'm pretty sure that he needs us for something. Because like he would have just killed us if we were annoying him by now, right?
I mean, if you could annoy a god enough that they'd kill you, I think we're doing a damn good job of it. So
I mean, he's extremely petty. I feel like gods kill people all the time, and I feel like his patience threshold is significantly lower than ours. So I feel like the only reason he's keeping us alive, the only reason he's given me abilities, and it seems like he's given you abilities, is because he needs us. And I am 100% for using that against him at any possible turn.
I absolutely agree. I'll think about that some more, and I'm going to add that to the list. I want to tell you something, Theo. I haven't told the others this yet. You know how I was very successfully playing off the fact that asking those questions wasn't doing anything at all?
I mean, extremely successfully is maybe a bit of an overstatement.
Thing is, I last time I did it, I was very tired after. like I hadn't slept in days. Like it was not good. And I think it's definitely more risky than I first thought. Uh, I think I've managed to avoid a lot of problems with it, but I want you to promise me something if you can.
You know that I will literally do anything. I don't know how many ways I can say it. I will literally do anything for you.
I need you to make sure I don't go too far because I don't know if I could do that myself.
Okay. Okay. Listen, maybe, I don't really know. Listen, we have both been, I'd say touched, but it's more like gently groped by Balamog. And, if we can find a way to infuse what I have been given with what you have been given so that it affects you less and gives you more of an ability to do what you need to do, I'm all for that. I I am willing to sacrifice this bear thing if it means that you become stronger.
I don't want you to lose your bear thing. I think
I mean, don't
you
get me wrong. I really enjoy being a big, strong bear. That's incredibly enjoyable for me.
Yeah, I don't. I'll think on that. I appreciate it. Just, yeah, keep an eye on me.
Okay.
I don't trust almost anyone, but if I have to trust someone, it's going to be the three of you, and you more so than others. I think you will notice when I'm not doing too hot. So
I I I have noticed, but I didn't want to tell you that there was something that you couldn't do because I know that it's been hard for you lately and I didn't want to take away something that made you feel stronger.
well, permission granted.
All right. I'll 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 do my best to make sure that you don't push yourself too far. But if there comes a time and a place for us to use these abilities, I will I will put myself between you and the gods themselves if that's what it takes.
Right back at you.
I I do this move I've been practicing where I uh, flip two radishes up and then snap my fingers and the radishes like land like in the crooks of my fingers here. But like I don't have it down perfectly, so one falls off. It's like, hey,
That was pretty cool, though. Honestly, like that was pretty dope.
I'm 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 still working on it, but I'm getting close.
Hey, I mean, that's only after a week. I mean, after like a month, you'll be unnatural.
It'll be great. Anyway, uh, let's not make this the only time that we talk about Balamog or make plans about what to do with what you've got and with what I've got and how to move forward with this. I think you and I need to be on the same wavelength about this.
I promise I'll keep you as updated as I can.
Perfect. Remember, if you're in the same patch, radishes always grow bigger.
Yep. And I walk away. And that's it, other than the last thing with Samri, but we can do that at the end.
End of the session totally works, or whenever you want.
Yeah, whenever Samri wants to
Okay.
do it, I will be ready.
Okay. So speaking of summary, this past week you've kind of kept yourself pretty secluded. Anytime one of your friends walks into the same part of the ship you are on, you kind of give a little shy greeting and then promptly leave the area wanting to be by yourself with your books and your thoughts. And as you begin reading this towards the end of this week, you again, what book are you particularly reading by the end of the week, do you think?
Yeah, I've read the pirate one. I've read the ship one. Was there another one that you had, Dorman?
I mean, if you ask, I would have given you other books.
Excellent.
I have many.
I will have one of the many books.
Okay, let's see. Would you like Decomposition, a Who's Where and a Where's Who of Deceased Musical Composers?
Yes, that particularly interests me. In and out of game. Decomposition.
Yeah, and it is hyphenated to accentuate the pun in it, just so you know.
Ooh, that's so good. Ooh. Yes.
As you're reading this book about very famous composers that are no longer a part of being alive in Vuuldonia, you just kind of get lost in the words and you kind of begin to doze off. And after a few minutes, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
I will look to see who it is.
You
As I
see
startle awake.
Alucard standing by your side.
Am I dreaming or am I awake?
You look around and you see you're on your bed and you're in the ship. And Alucard's right next to you.
What can I do for you?
Seems a mighty interesting read if you happen to fall asleep.
I've had a lot on my mind. And also, didn't you know that sleeping helps reorganize the brain? That's how it does the thing.
Ah, that's what it is.
It's a necessary part of studying, the napping afterwards.
Understand. As for what I want, it's pretty simple, dear. Knowledge, as I've stated, is my only interest, but I shall come to you when certain subjects pique my interest. And
So music composition?
Oh, that's just quality timing. I knew a few of these gentlemen in their prime.
I see.
Similar to how I know you.
Is the book accurate?
Oh, well, depends. Everyone's own recollection is different.
Well, maybe sometime we can sit down and you can regale all of the stories of the guys you knew.
You see him get a big smile on his face, and you never really remembered how dashing Alucard's smile was. As he smiles, he begins to morph and change a little bit to where he shows you to where he's gray skinned, silver haired. And he goes, now, let's get to the brass tacks, shall we? I mean, you did sign your name.
I did.
So, all I require at the moment is when I have certain subjects and topics that have piqued my interest through many of the knowledge seekers that have signed their own names, I may come to you and ask you to further pursue said subjects.
Understandable.
For instance, I happen to know of a very interesting possession that has come that seems to be attached to you and your friends. And I don't mean the key.
That's good because I don't have the key.
I know you don't, and I'm not worried about it at this moment.
Well, I mean, it seems that it's in the possession of people like you. And like
people
me.
Like you, my dear.
And like me.
Don't you? You really don't remember, do you?
I don't.
I can help if you wish.
Perhaps on another time.
Understandable. So as for the subject that interests me most right now, it is simply that strange stone you happen to find. Or I believe maybe it was your little friend that happened to find it.
Yeah.
Just learn about it. That's all I require. Learn everything you can about it.
What do you know about it?
If I knew stuff, I wouldn't have knowledge seekers, now would I?
Well, I
one
mean,
as
you know
powerful as me
enough.
can't know everything.
I mean, but you know enough that it's of interest to you.
Of course, but doesn't the unknown interest you, my dear?
It does. I was just hoping for a little bit to go on.
Well, see, I don't want to ruin the sweet sensation of fresh knowledge.
Well, then I do hope that I'm able to provide.
I'm sure you
Hopefully
will
its
provide.
mysteries aren't closed permanently to me.
From what I can tell, they aren't. And with that, you snap back awake.
Okay.
Right as we see Dorman walking into the room that you're in.
Hey, Dorman.
He stopped at the galley to get the little bit of food from Aurora.
Delicious.
Been eaten in 3 days. Sorry.
Fair. Fair.
How are you liking that book?
Fascinating. Riveting.
Isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I love it. The way that, oh my God, the way that Jaytovid was entombed was just, I mean, that's a classic. In
And
a
I mean-
piano.
And I mean, then you take into account. I'm like trying to think of a fake name. I'll just use the real name. And then you take into account Shanker's method of decomposing his actual compositions and boiling things down. And it just is mind-boggling that you can get something so big out of something so little. It's, you know, it's 3 notes and it's expanded into an entire 2-hour symphony. Who knew?
It's amazing how, I mean, oh, these people were so talented. I mean, the fact that, that Doc was the first composer to actually posthumously compose a piece. I mean, that's phenomenal.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
You nerds.
Hell yeah.
The nerdiest conversation I can possibly think of. Two actual nerds in D&D having an actually nerdy conversation.
Right.
Ugh.
Love it.
So good.
So I was planning on doing a thing with this rock that we found.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
Did you want to like look at that with me? I just learned this spell recently, so I've barely used it. So I was hoping you could kind of help me with it. I don't know if you're more familiar with it.
I mean, I'm not, but hopefully 2 heads are better than 1.
I mean, I would say so.
We can only hope. But yes, definitely down to help.
Just really
All
quick,
right.
while all of this is going on, I'm just trying to convince Aurora to like play some sort of stupid card game with me.
This is all taking course of like that week that you guys have been on, so this
love
is just
it.
like a little snippet of it.
It's a very long card game.
It's war.
I just keep telling him
It's war. Yeah.
Maybe
It's like Twilight
maybe some other time.
Imperium. Some
Not
like
at this
really
moment.
long ass game.
It's Risk.
We'll play
I
it
love
tonight.
this.
I just keep saying we'll play it tonight, and we never get to play it tonight because we're just dead
I
tired.
love it.
Oh, but it takes 3 hours to set up, and then I mean you gotta play it for 8 hours, and it's already 4 p.m. So I mean, we'll probably just do it tomorrow.
And you guys set it up and the boat like shifts and all the pieces like
It all
fly off.
falls
And it's like,
everywhere.
oh,
Yeah,
no.
oh, yeah.
Now I
love
have
it.
to spend another 3 hours resetting it up.
And I gotta go make dinner for everybody.
Oh, I love this canon.
So
Me
good.
too.
So I guess
So good.
I will bring Somri up to the crow's nest to do this ritual.
I
Okay.
prefer it to be out of the, public eye.
I have this
Oh.
vision since the comforter is still up there that we like drape it over so it's like a tent.
Yes, we
Absolutely.
for sure have
Nobody
a
can
pillow
actually
for it.
like see. It's a pillow fort. Nobody needs to know what's happening up here. It's secret and it's safe.
You need a low budget fortress. Get a comforter and a crow's nest.
A+. We have the high ground.
Who's that coming up the ladder to the crow's nest? Anakin? Oh no.
Anakin is not canon for this world. I'm saying it now.
Anakin, the
Fanakin.
fish person.
Slamakin, more like.
Anakin?
There is no pun or play of words Anakin in this world.
A missed opportunity.
The name of the game would be probably Fortresses and Dragons.
I love it.
Okay. So I guess when we get up there, I'll bring out the my magnifying glass and have Humphrey hold it and get my art restoration tools out and begin ritually casting Identify and like pointing out with my like version of how I cast it. I'll be like pointing out to you like, oh, well, there's this dust here. That means, we could probably carbon date that.
I mean, I also have Identify, so if you do have to roll it, I can give you advantage, probably.
Heck
I was
yeah.
gonna say, give me so remind me exactly Identify how it works. I should have looked it up today while I was doing everything. But
Okay, I choose an object that I touch throughout the casting. If it's a magic item or imbued with magic, I learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, and how many charges it has, if any. And then I learn whether it's being affected by any spells, or if it was created by a spell, I learn what spell created it.
okay, go ahead, either both of you or one of you with advantage, since you're doing this ritual casting together. Give me an Arcana check.
Do you
I
want to
have
both?
I
do
have a
separate?
+6. We can do separate rolls.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I almost rolled a nat 1. It was like so close,
Oh,
but I didn't.
jeez.
I got a 19.
I got an 18.
Okay.
Oh, no, I got an 18
Nice.
plus 6. So what is that? 24?
24.
I got a 24.
You beat a 17. That's all I needed for this. So as you both are doing this ritual spell, you are constantly picking up a magical aura from this stone, but it's from both of you. From Dorman, the 1 or 2 times that you've done Identify, you know that as you do the ritual, the magical aura gets stronger, so it helps you identify it. You magnify whatever magic essence is in it so you can break it apart and all that stuff. It is staying incredibly muted. And you begin to learn that there is a permanent what is the word? I had it written down somewhere. Son of a, hold on. Sorry guys. It's right in here. Okay, you get the sense that the aura you're getting is 100% false. That whatever aura you picked up when you detected magic is essentially a red herring. And with Samri, with your high enough Arcana check, you know that there are spells that put their own magical aura on objects or
It's like
creatures.
a masking.
Yeah. That can either, if an item or creature is magical, the spell can cast a false aura over it to make it seem not magical. or to change the magical aura that it does have. And as you guys continue this ritual, it seems incredibly powerful, this whatever this masking technique is. And as you begin to kind of prod a little bit harder towards the end of the ritual, you notice as the black stone actually cracks. A very fine crack happens, and you're able to see just a hint of purple in the crack. And as
Is
that
the
crack
purple
happens,
like shining or glittery or just matte? Like we can
not
see it through
not
there?
enough if it's exposed for you to be able to
Okay.
tell that. And you can tell there's purple, almost like this black color is a coating essentially.
Okay.
And as that happens, you hear from down below, "Land ho!" And you peek out of the crow's nest. Those Aurora and Thea, I assume you've made your ways up to the deck as you hear the shouts of "Land ho! Get ready to disembark." And what you see before you is the island of Palma Flora, which, as you're coming into the Sapphire Bay, the tips of the island seemingly come to reach out and greet you like it's wanting to hug any ship coming into the ocean. And from this distance, you notice the bay waters are incredibly clear. Like there is a defining line from the edges of the bay to the ocean to where you can see to the bottom. And you notice that from what it looks like, there's only one town on this island, and it's against a single mountain that has a cascading waterfall.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And you
Are there
guys
palm
have
trees?
arrived. Oh, it's covered in dense tropical jungle.
Yes.
This is where the really awesome soundtracks would be nice, but no.
Next time.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm listening
And
to
I was
Spotify.
so-
I'm listening to my own Spotify, and it's magical.
I was
That's
so
smart.
I was so stoked about the soundtrack I came up with this, but it's okay.
We will come back to this island.
You're going to be at it for a while. It's okay. And you guys have arrived at Palma Flora. And as you begin to dock, does Dorman and Summer, do you guys make your way down to the deck?
I think after a brief discussion of like what each of us saw, like I would bring up like what I noticed of like there seems to be some kind of like mask over it. I don't know. It seems weird.
Yeah.
Just a masking. Yeah, we'll just concur that we both have seen, experienced the same thing. Masking spell. We don't know what it is.
And with Identify, you would know that there's a high level permanent effect of magical aura on the stone. You guys make your way down, and right as you get to the deck, Captain Barnacle Finn, as Monarch is at the helm, kind of doing the finer points to avoid any of the coral, which is actually pretty easy. And as you watch, you notice some of the docking sequence is some of the like the Triton twins, some of the other Lakoth jump off ship and are kind of not pushing the ship, obviously, but definitely in the water, purposely helping navigate as well. And as you guys get to the deck, Captain Barnacle Finn goes, "Ah, the jewel of the South Sea. Welcome to Sapphire Oasis."
Sapphire Oasis, I already love it here. I'm never leaving.
And after a few short moments, the ship has come into dock, and as some the captain comes to the four of you, will you four be disembarking? At least to explore this island. I highly recommend it. It's quite the treat.
It'd be probably good to stretch our legs a little bit.
And get some like food. I assume they'll probably be resupplying the ship here as well. So
yeah, and Captain Barnacle Finn even tells you that this Sapphire Oasis is a usual stopping point for ships that are sailing the South Seas that are traveling to the Delamain dynasty. This is usually a stocking up point. And as he says that, you look out into the harbor and you see it's actually really full of ships. And you didn't notice it before, but as he's kind of pointing it out, you notice that on some of the ships that you can see on the flags that they fly on the back and above the ship is they all seem to be flying the same symbol, which is two tridents crossed with a cloud above it. And you have and that kind of rings the bell that right as you see those, you witness Monarch and Golden Stripe hoisting a similar flag on the back of the ship. And he says, if you be going ashore and get lost or confused, by all means, ask the Triton twins for help. This is where they're from, as a matter of fact. And if you don't mind, Golden Stripe here needs to stay on the ship a little bit. If you don't mind, could you make your way to the dockmaster on my behalf and tell him we need some supplies for repairs and whatnot?
Sure.
I appreciate you.
What was his name
Seeing as
again?
you're the
person we're looking for?
dockmaster.
Yeah. Did he have a
All
name?
he told you was the dockmaster. He didn't tell you the name.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
And then Barnaclefin ends up by saying, "Oh yes, don't forget to be taking your share of the kill from our little encounter back there." At which point he points to the front end of the ship, and you see 4 piles of 4 giant shark teeth for you guys to take. They each are worth 25 gold pieces each. And they each weigh 2 pounds each.
Awesome.
And then he looks at you, Samri. He's like, Samri, lass, before you disembark, Lockjaw wanted to see you real quick.
Where's he at?
He be in my quarters.
All right. I'll be right back, I guess. Then, if you guys don't mind waiting for me.
Worse.
Cool, thanks. I'll head down to the quarters.
Perfect. You quickly make yourself in there, and Lockjaw's waiting. He's like, yes, lass. Can I see that fine weapon ye have again? I feel a sense something's changed, and I just want to try it one more time.
Yes, of course. I've had a lot of time for self-inflection, and I slam the book on there, and it's just like...
Okay. You watch as Lockjaw runs his hand over it, and instantly all the chains become limp. And the chains that are around the book fall limp, and it begins to now... He's like, yeah, and he grabs... You had never really noticed it before, but the bottom few chains that dangle from the book have stiffened up, and he's like, oh, well, that's not a good handle. And he really quickly wraps some leather around it to make a good handle on 3 links. And he's like, let's see. And he begins to swing it, and now actually this rough, rigid mace type thing you have now functions more as a flail. But he's like, well, I think that was easy enough, but let's see here. And he actually is able to get the chains off the book and opens it. And as he's flipping through, you see there's writing in the book. Writing you didn't put in there.
Can I read what it says?
You can give me a perception check.
I mean, if I can't read it now, I'll read it later when the book is back in my possession.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't read it from there. I got a 2.
What'd you get?
6.
You got
a 6.
2? 6?
It's a 6 altogether.
He's kind of flipping pretty fast, but you do catch a few small things of a mention of the academy, a mention of Newport Haven, stuff that has been incredibly recent that's happened to you. And then he flips to a page and sees your name written there. And he looks at it for a sec, looks at you. That be what I thought. Place your hand under your name, please. Repeat.
My hand?
If you'd kindly repeat after me. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Power is knowledge.
Power is knowledge.
Thank you. And he has you move your hand and closes the book, puts the chains back on it, waves his hand over it again, and you watch for a brief second as a very faint constellation pulses a reddish orangish hue on the cover and then goes faint. And he's like, I see something happened that caused you to get a little more in sync, as it were. And he goes on to explain now that your weapon now has the ability as an action to shake the very foundations with the knowledge you've acquired. And he explains that by, as an action, striking your knowledge flail into the ground, cause a tremor to ring out from you in a 10-foot radius and cause difficult terrain for 2 turns.
Okay.
And any creature except for you in that 10-foot radius must make a dexterity saving throw. If they fail the saving throw, they take 1d6 bludgeoning damage.
Is
and
this
I'm working
on
on getting this added.
It's okay. I just wrote all of it down too. So
yeah, I'm
Perfect.
working on adding it to it. So like after the session, it'll be added. One sec. I am turning down the AC because it's blowing right on me and I am cold as shit. So one sec.
I've never been to a tropical island before.
Me neither. I want tropical fruity drinks. That's what I want. Low key.
Like, honestly, this kind of terrain is really bad for like growing roots and vegetables and kind of that deep earth stuff. But honestly, you know, a change of scenery, I feel like could be really healthy for all of us.
Definitely.
Like, so help me, if one of these trees tries to take a bite out of me, I'm getting back on this boat and I'm leaving.
Summer, he also...
You're bigger than they are.
Yes. Yes.
He goes on to say that also by using a command word, to which he explains, like, focus on the book for about an hour and the word should present itself to you. By you saying that word, you will be able to loosen the chains and open the book freely. And he goes on to say that within the last 2 months or whatever have you, anything that's happened personally to you or to people you're close with will be automatically put in the book. And that if something falls outside of that 2-month time, you will get a little bit of a bonus trying to recall that information. So, as we've stated, Keen Mind flavor, anything you try to recall within the limits of Keen Mind for whatever that time limit is, I think it's 2 months, will automatically be in the book for you to look up. Anything outside the limits of Keen Mind, you will get a +1 onto the history check trying to recall.
Okay, perfect.
All right. And he kind of nods and then goes about his own studies.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, lass.
All right. And I will take the book and go upstairs, the flail, as it were.
Perfect. Oh, and it does psychic damage.
Ooh, like on impact?
Yeah, your normal weapon attacks with it do psychic damage. So it's 1d8 psychic damage.
Hot.
Fuck yeah. I love that. Okay.
Look at all them spicy homebrewed weapons you guys got.
Oh, so spicy.
And they only get spicier.
Hit me with some of that psychic damage.
By the time Samri gets out of the captain's quarters, there's only 2 boats that are about to be lowered. One you see doesn't have anyone in it. The other one you do see the Triton twins in the ship, in the boat.
Maybe we should get in the boat with the Triton twins and see where we should go first.
I'm down with that, especially because it sounds like as a group they've ported here before, so like, or docked here before. So made port and or docked.
They would know all the good
They would know where to
spots.
go. Yeah.
Of course, Theo is asking one of these sailors, like, so every time you make port, do you have to construct a port at which to land? I don't know if any of them are actually going to take. He's just curious about some of these sailing terms.
Sorry, say that again. I had something that popped up on my screen. I had to dismiss. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. It genuinely does not matter.
No,
Well-
you wanted more RP. Let's give you more RP, Theo.
I'm asking any of the sailors nearby, like,
Oh.
every time you guys make port, you have to make a port, and then you like hook up there, and when you leave, you like de-make the port.
One of the Triton twins actually speaks up and goes, "You've never sailed before, have you?"
No, this is a first for me. It's very exciting.
Understandable. No. When we make port, it's usually in an established area.
So the port's easier to make at that point because there's like
We don't have to make a port. The
See,
port is the town.
the port is the Oh, okay. You know what? I completely understand everything that you're saying. Is Dorman anywhere nearby?
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting ready to board the ship with you, so I'm like right up near you.
And grab you and whisper, I don't have any idea what this guy is saying. Can you explain it to me later?
He clearly hasn't read the book about it. I'll let you know the real facts later.
Yeah. Fucking tell me about it.
I like how Dorman's like the know-all, end-all of sailing, even though he's read Sailing for Numbskulls.
Yeah.
He's the know-all. He's the know-all end-all for everything because he has the ability to know anything if he's willing to completely lose his mind.
Right.
Which so far.
True. Yeah.
Right. So do you guys climb on the ship with the Triton twins or the empty one?
Triton twins is
Triton
my
twins.
vote.
Yeah, Triton
Okay.
twins, but before we do, I'm gonna pull Aurora off to the side. And search through all of my spells that I've changed the names for and try to remember which one is which. And I think it's this
When you're
one.
trying to be funny, but it makes it difficult.
It just makes it hard. There it is.
So
All
much
right.
fun.
I pull Aurora aside and I say, Lockjaw taught me a new thing, and we're going into a new place. I saw you've been trading a lot with Monarch on the way here. I think you're the most combat-oriented of us. I mean, I know, Theo's bear form could kind of do something, but I think this might help you out. Just stay still for a minute. And I'm
Okay.
going to cast Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Where
I completely trust Dorman, so I'm just standing there straight. If he tells me to stand still and not move, I will not move a single muscle.
So, Fast Times at Ridgemont High is Gift of Alacrity. So you get a bonus 1d8 to your initiative rolls for the next 8 hours. And it is a minute casting time. So in that minute, basically what I'm doing is I have Humphrey is holding one of those old-timey flash photo boxes. And I'm doing a full paparazzi photo shoot, going around and basically posing you like they would in a scholastic
And I'm just letting you
magazine.
do it. Yeah, I'll just let you do it because I'm like, he knows what he's doing.
Work it. You're doing it. You're doing it. Yep. I'm seeing the angles. Oh, gotta get the sun behind you. Backlight the muscle groups. Yep. Oh, highlighted. Oh, yep. That's perfect.
And
I
then
feel like me and Samri are just loving this moment.
100%.
And yeah, so then after a minute, I'll say, all right, you should be like quicker on your feet in a combat scenario now. So if something is to happen, you'll be able to jump right in.
All right. Thank you.
You guys get on the ship, it gets lowered down, and you guys begin paddling towards the docks. This is the closest you've really been with the Triton twins. You notice that they are very gorgeous colors of aquamarine skinned, green hair, fucking identical. Like either A, they're clones, or B, they're just fucking identical. As they're rowing, you hear they're kind of talking back and forth to each other a little bit. You have
Any chance
a
I
few
can
minutes
kiss one of
until
your
you actually-
hips to tell you apart?
They look at you. The same one that talked to you early goes, no, you can, I'm Joe, that's Mo. You can tell the difference here from this. And he shows you his wrist where he has an actual J tattoo. And Mo shows you his wrist where he has an M tattoo.
You know what? That works even better. Excellent idea.
Do you have a triplet named Curly?
You mean our cousin?
You have a cousin named Curly.
We don't like to talk about him too much. He didn't come to the surface world.
He's big and bald.
He's big. That's for sure. He's really big.
What kind of big?
Like, fuck you up big.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Not in the ooh way. Like the ow, every bone in my body is pulverized way.
I feel like that's my decision to make. Thank you very much.
We are, and at this point, you notice they're like switching off every other word, but it's
I
so
love it.
seamless you guys can't tell. We're just trying to tell you for like almost like I'm just gonna do it. We're just trying to tell you for your own safety. Very William Shatnery vibes, if you will. So as Mo kind of quits, Joe's. So, do you have any questions about our lovely home here? We have a few minutes. We could probably answer a couple.
You're home? You're actually from here?
We were wee lads when we came here. We lived here for about 10, 15 years before we hopped on with the Wavechaser.
Interesting. Where's like a really nice eating establishment? I'd like to take my friends out for like a quality meal, specifically one that I didn't make.
Well, last when we were here, you got to understand we don't stop here too often. There was the Dovetail Inn. That's usually a pretty good inn and eatery establishment. It is the only inn in town. Which Captain Barnaclefin wanted us to tell you. You're welcome to come to the ship every night to sleep, or sleep in town. Choice is totally yours. And then it switches to Joe. There's also the Squid Ink Brew House. It is another fine dining establishment. It's right on the same par with Dovetail. But those are, to the best of our memory, those are the only two. Doesn't mean they haven't built new ones. Looks like the town's doing pretty good for itself. And at this point, you guys are getting a little bit closer to the town to where, as you noticed in Sapphire Bay, there were big ships like the Wavechaser everywhere. But also, you're seeing a lot of littler ships that are closer in. Like, it's actually really bustling little dock. And you're beginning to notice banners and flyers hanging between the masts, like of different ships, like joining them together. And you see symbols on some of them that have a single wave underneath open hands on them as they continue rowing forward.
What's real estate like here?
Real estate?
Usually we free real estate. It's pretty expensive from last I knew. That's part of the reason we got on with the Wavechaser.
So, I mean, listen, obviously right now, I don't have a great deal of money, but I just like to know what my options are. I've never had an island beach home, and I figure, at some point, maybe I'll come across someone that's just throwing away huge piles of gold, and maybe make myself a little home here.
Well, I know they're always welcoming. The population here is mainly people like us. I know over the last few years, and now they're talking in sync again. Over the last few years, there's been an influx of humans, a couple dwarves here and there, but primarily Tritons. Tritons is what lives on the island.
I mean, that's totally fine. I'm not racist or anything. I just really like the views.
They are pretty spectacular, but we like the open sea ourselves. And as they say that, you guys bump against the marina dock. Joe quickly hops out. You watch as it's really hard for you guys not to think they're clones by just how smooth, you watch as Mo just tosses a rope without even looking. Joe's right there to catch it, just perfectly in sync. And Mo hops out and offers his hand to help all four of you guys get out of the little boat.
I have donned my cloak with mask combo and changed the color of my irises as well.
Okay.
How far up is the dock from the boat? What's that vertical jump?
Good enough. You would need a check to see if Theo can make it.
Well, that's totally fine. With Theo's, with my more beefy legs, I want to see if I can pull it off.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
I wouldn't mind proving to everybody that maybe I'm not totally helpless all the time. Oh wait, no, I'm a halfling. Yes.
You rolled a nat one, didn't you?
I rolled a nat one. That is an 11.
Okay, you watch as well. First, we'll come to yours. Does Aurora and Samri, do you take Mo's hand and easily get out of the ship?
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
I'd like to imagine Aurora or Samri just kind of pick up Dorman as they come out.
Well, technically, we'll just we would pick them up and then sit them up on the dock and then get up.
Yeah, perfect. So as Theo's the last one in the ship, he's like, I got this. And you kind of stand there for a second, let the boat settle down from waving, and you begin to push off and you feel yourself tripping and you catch yourself and you jump and you scramble just a little bit, but you land on your knees and kind of have to pull yourself up a little bit, but nothing too embarrassing.
I'll get it one of these days. Don't you guys worry about it. Just got to strengthen up these legs.
To which Mo and Joe at the exact same time, not switching off every word, say, it's okay. You'll get your sea legs eventually.
Well, right now I need my dock legs.
Well,
got to get me some dockers.
And as you guys are on the dock, it is alive with the bustling sounds of people shouting about fish for sale. There's some music playing. There's kids running on the dock. It's just not that this is where the action is of the town, but there's definitely excitement in the air.
Sorman, I'm gonna pull you just a little bit aside. You've got a spell that can make little trinkets, right?
I I do, but they don't last very long. I do have a kit. I can make them that
Oh, no, no,
last.
no, no. This does not have to last a long time. Could you make me a little tiny port?
Here you go.
And I'll just apparate one with prestidigitation.
Thank you. I'm going to take that and just put it on the door, on the larger dock or on the larger port, just kind of nod to myself, and head out with you guys.
Before we head off,
Alright.
I'm gonna ask Joe or Mo, or well, I'll ask them both where the dock master would be.
Oh, that's pretty easy. You're just gonna go straight down this dock here, the one we're on, all the way until you hit dry land. Turn left. It's the only building on the left. It's super easy to see. We are going to catch up with some of our old friends over here. We'll see you in the town in a little while,
Okay.
and whatnot. Especially, if given the chance, enter the festival events. We didn't realize we planned our arrival so soon or so perfectly. You're gonna like what's going on. And they begin to turn.
All right. And I'll wave to them bye and head off towards the dock master.
They wave over their shoulders. Also, all four of you begin to you quickly follow the dock, no problems, and you find the Sapphire Oasis Dockmaster office. And as you approach the building, you do see a job board on the outside of the building. As you see this, not rickety building, but very much made from different pieces of wood. Looks like maybe old ships that have come in and needed repaired. The wood was used to kind of just build this place, and any patchwork was done from the surplus wood of fixing other ships. Do you guys walk right in, or
What it on this job posting list, is there one that looks like it's been on there for a minute? Like perhaps it's too dangerous or stupid for literally anyone to have even considered it, and so it's just been on there forever. Like
yeah,
if they're all
there's
fresh,
one.
I'm going to ignore them. But if there's one that's
Yeah,
like,
no, there
oh, it's
is.
been there for a minute.
There is one that has been up from what looks like a minute. It's kind of sun bleached, weathered, ripped, and torn. Like maybe it's fallen down and someone's put it back up. Um, and it is a notice for help in the kitchen. Um, it says to acquire the Switting Brew House. And it says important note, does not have to do with cooking.
I want it. I want it. I'm taking it. I'm taking the notice down and put it in my pocket.
Okay, there are two more notices on the board if any of you are inclined to check on them.
I'd probably stop and check both of them because extra cash is always helpful.
Okay. You see one that says, need food, help gathering food for Ocean Mother Festival. Inquire at Dovetail Inn. And it says in parentheses, well armored people recommended.
Come prepared for the fight of your lives.
Then there's another one that says Sapphire Gathering. It says inquire at Hammerhead Blacksmith. And it says in parentheses, reward talked about in detail at the says reward can be coinage or items is what it says.
All right. Yeah, but I'll yank both of those down.
Okay. Then you guys make your way in. And you see that while the outside of the Dockmaster, the Sapphire Bay's Dockmaster building is pretty rickety on that side, it's actually incredibly well kept together on the inside. It has pretty plain plaster floors, unfinished hardwood. And you see behind basically the front desk area, you see about an average height male Triton with light blue skin. He has curly green hair and these stunning teal eyes. He's wearing a plaid long sleeve tunic with orange trousers underneath, and he's just kind of flipping through some papers. He doesn't seem to have noticed you guys come in.
Oh, I walk right up to the counter.
Do you just stand there, or do you like bang on the counter?
I'd probably just give it a little doot doot.
Okay. Oh fuck. Hello. Can I help you?
Yes. Yeah. We're part of the Wavechaser.
Spit it out. I got things to do. Spit it out.
We're part of the Wavechaser. We just docked.
Oh no shit! The Wavechaser's back in town. Okay,
Yes.
what do you need from me? They usually just come in, drink some shit, and leave.
We were told to just stop by and let you know.
Do they need repairs or?
They need repairs. We need restocks.
Fuck.
Repairs. It's
A
bad.
definite yes on the repair.
Okay, as you say repairs, you kind of see his demeanor change a little bit, and he kind of puts down his papers, and he's like, "Of all the fucking weeks for Thaddeus to come into my shop," and he starts saying,
What can we do to help?
He kind of stands up and looks over the desk.
Yeah, he
Kinda takes
sees
you all in.
he sees a big, strong boy willing to help. That's what he sees.
Strong boy. The
No
strongest.
offense. No offense there, little lad, but ship work and repairs not for children.
Hey,
Also,
not
you
a
two
child.
just
I
stick
get
with your
that a lot.
mothers and-
Don't worry about it. And I kind of pull up my sleeve a little bit and flex for him because Theo's significantly more strong since becoming Bear Theo.
Give me just a straight charisma check.
Oh yeah, of course. Whew. 14.
14. You kind of get a good little flex on there, and you all kind of notice, like, okay, Theo's got some gains. You maybe even see a little faint vein kind of popping out. And he goes, "Am I supposed to be impressed, lad?" And you watch as he stands up. You watch as he stands up and flexes his muscle. Fucking massive. You couldn't tell it before. Like, he rolls up the tunic sleeve. And you notice all his arm is completely covered in tattoos, anchors, ships, mermaids, all sorts of shit. And it like, you're all pretty convinced, like, oh shit, this man could fuck us up if we pissed him off.
Sorry,
No,
I
I'm
think
not.
you continued that sentence for a little bit too long. I think you were just trying to say this man could fuck us, and then you kept going.
Yeah, I too felt like that should have ended at a certain.
Does this guy have a
point there.
salt and pepper beard? Because
He does not.
Because we have a type collectively.
You
I like that we
described him as like
collectively-
you described him as gorgeous. So like, what are we supposed to do with that?
Not
He said
fuck
his
them.
eyes were gorgeous.
No,
He
we're
didn't-
not fucking him. He said you said he would fuck us.
Which
Up.
we are
I said fuck you up,
He's-
not
or
fuck
down
you.
diagonally, whatever he's into.
Context.
I think seeing this like kind of display where this guy seems to be kind of looking down at us, both literally because I'm 2 feet tall, but also thinking that we don't know shit. I think I'm gonna just walk up and slap a list down and say, these are the things that need to be fixed. We're gonna need the figurehead got a little bit damaged. We had an interaction with a large shark. The keel's a little bit probably gonna need some repair work. The rudder is all out of shape. The hull took a lot of hits, and there are definitely the masts are okay. The mizzen's fine. It was mostly an underwater
issue. So most
yeah,
of the like odd deck stuff's okay. You really just have to focus mostly on the keel and the hull and the rudder.
Well, I'll also say the rudder shivers every time we try to tack. So if you could take a look at that.
As you painted this list, Dorman, he is kind of taken aback by that you listed everything, which I'm gonna say you now have a 1d8 inspiration for that amazing little like this is what's wrong, because I wasn't sure exactly what was wrong with the ship, so love it.
Well, now you
well
have
done.
a laundry list of what's wrong with the ship.
Yeah, and
I have
as
a
he
laundry
hands
list
this
of what's
laundry
wrong with a
list-
lot of stuff.
As you hand him this laundry list, you just see him begin to tense up. And he's looking over it, and he doesn't say anything for a good few moments. He's like,
Listen, maybe we can't help with repairing the ship, but you obviously have something else on your mind. Maybe we can help with that.
He's just pointing at the door. I will let you do an insight check on him if you would like.
I would
Whoever wants to.
I want to do an insight check on
Ooh.
this boy.
This boy.
I got it.
You said whoever
that
wants
one.
to, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would you perhaps like to reveal all of your secrets to my 25?
Would you like to notice that I watched a man go up this, just leave with my natural one?
I got a 22, so
So,
I'm
what
up
did you
here
get, Dorman?
winning.
Did you do one? Dorman, did you roll an insight check?
Yeah, I got a 12.
Okay. So Sam, you're just lost in his tattoos.
Yes.
Fuck it.
They're nice.
You are just
100%.
his rippling bicep. You're just kind of drooling a little bit as your mouth kind of hangs open.
I just look at him like, you're
Dorman,
you're
you're
pretty
kind of
okay.
once you've handed them the list, you kind of get back down on your feet, and you're kind of determined to get out of there a little bit. So you're already slowly making your way towards the door. Aurora and Theo, you just get this sense he is incredibly irritated by the amount of work you just laid on his desk, and you get the sense that with this festival of the ocean Mother Festival is part of it, part of his irritation.
Listen, we've heard that a huge festival is coming up, probably requires just an obscene amount of planning and preparation, not to mention just the legwork, people to talk to, arrangements to be made, supplies to be garnered. I am happy to help you out with that. I can imagine that for the Festival of the Sea Mother, I think it's called, that you as the dock master are probably heavily involved in that. I'm not a party. I mean, I've been known to throw some good parties, but I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes here. I'll happily take care of some of the dumb footwork you've got to do.
He kind of relaxes his shoulders a little bit, and he goes, first of all, Ocean Mother. I only say this correction once because you're clearly new here. If you fail again, I can't be liable for what others might do. Second, you're right. I'm overworked. It's bullshit. This is the busiest time of the year. And here comes fucking Barnacle Finn with this laundry list of shit after you think you would take better care of the ship that I helped build.
We ran into like 2 large sharks and several
potatoes, tomatoes, sharks,
people.
barks. I've heard it all when it comes.
Raiders.
Oh, I hit a reef. Oh, it was a kraken. Blah blah blah.
Would you like us to take our
doesn't know how to sail the ship.
I pull out the coral knife and set it on the counter.
We can take our business elsewhere too.
Where are you
No,
gonna
no,
take
no,
it? He
I'm
doesn't
not
even
gonna-
pay attention to the coral, the thing, and he looks at Sommer real quick. And he's like, "I'm the only dockmaster in town, and judging from this list, you're gonna be sank if you leave this bay."
Perfect. Then you're going to work on the ship.
Of course, I'm working on the ship. Doesn't mean I have to be
Excellent.
fucking happy about it. Now, if
That's
you don't
fair.
mind, get out so I can get started.
I slam my foot down on the floor, and I'm gonna burn one of these uses, but I'm gonna pop into full hybrid bear Theo mode, and
Oh, I'm out.
just immediately. We agreed that bear Theo's like 7 feet tall, right? 8 feet.
Yeah, he is 7 feet. 7 feet.
I pop into my huge, just jacked 7 feet tall. Listen, I'm not trying to say that we I'm like I want to make sure that like my claws are as retract as possible. I'm not trying to say that you
As
have
you say
to repair
that,
the
he
ship.
passes out.
Ugh.
Oh,
I had him roll a Constitution saving throw to see how he would react. He got a 4.
Is there
All
a
right. I grab my knife and
Does
put
he-
it back. And
does he live here in this shack? Please say yes. Does he have like a cot somewhere?
You see that it looks like there's just an office, and there is a door behind him, but you can't see to what it goes to.
I'm gonna move around the desk and open the door.
Okay, you see it goes into like a workshop of other ships and stuff. With a quick glance around, you can tell he doesn't live here, basically.
Okay. All right.
Um,
I'm gonna pick him up into my arms, just carefully cradling this beautiful masculine fish man, and just carefully take him out into the town and try to find out where he lives. And hey, if he happens to wake up to a giant muscular bear guy hanging on to him, I don't see that as a bad thing.
right. Okay, you're able to. Are you trying to like put him to sleep somewhere, basically, or let him rest somewhere?
Yeah, he's had a big shock. You know, it's not every day that a halfling turns into a bear in front of you. So I'm just gonna walk through this town as a giant bear holding one of its famous residents who is unconscious.
it checks out. Seems legit.
I will put my hood up
Hey, does anybody know where this guy lives?
and probably stand back as far as Dorman's standing back because he doesn't want to be seen either.
Before Theo takes this guy out of this room, can I check if he has any keys on him?
Yeah. Give me a quick investigation check.
Do you get advantage on that because the guy is unconcho?
I mean, it's a super low DC because he's unconscious.
Oh, gotcha.
That's an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you see they're actually right on his hip.
I'm gonna snag those.
Jesus Christ, guys. Knock the guy out. Fucking take
I
his keys.
didn't knock him out. He's the one over here
Yes.
like, check out my massive biceps.
gonna
I'm like,
just-
check out my bear.
Okay. So you're going to be in hybrid bear form. I just want to make sure I'm understanding this. Carrying the unconscious dockmaster in your arms
I think we should
on an island where
not do this. This seems not good.
I
no.
am already out of the door.
No, Theo.
Theo.
at which point Theo, as you step outside the door, you hear some blood-curdling screams of surprise as you step outside.
I swear, I'm a good bear person.
You start hearing people yelling, "Monster! We have a monster by the dock!"
You better turn out a bear
You
form
have,
very
like-
quickly.
There's not really, and you see people are running away. No one's running towards you yet.
Okay.
Turn out of bear form quickly.
So
I'm
I'm
rifling
I'm-
through the desk.
They're gonna feel really stupid
You're rifling
if
through the desk. Give me.
You're gonna feel really
investigation check,
stupid if the monster is you as a halfling. Here, give me his body and let's take him back in where he belongs, into his work. I'm gonna grab the man from Theo.
Does
Hell
Theo
yeah.
willingly give over
I will
the
punch him in the
unconscious
nose.
Dockmaster?
I will punch him in the nose. That is a bear's weak point.
I'm gonna
Are you? Oh, hold on. Are you punching him if he doesn't give it, or just straight up
Yes, if
no?
he doesn't give it to me,
Okay.
I will
Okay.
bop his snoot.
So Theo, if you don't give it to Somri, she's gonna
I
punch you
will-
in the nose.
And I will tell you that. I will like give me his body or I will punch you in the nose. And you need to turn out of bear form.
I will hand the body back over and I will say, Samri, your incredible trust in me is really showing through. I just want you to know how much I appreciate it at the moment. It's super wonderful to be part of the team.
I love you. I just don't want the whole team to get put in jail again.
Just I have handed over the body.
Okay, I
And-
will not boop you in the snoot.
And I am pouting. I'm gonna get down on like my forearms and knees again.
Still
and
in
I'm
bear
gonna, like,
form.
and I'm gonna crawl away as best as a bear I can, even though I'm not really a bear. I'm not going towards the doghouse, by the way. I'm just going into town. I don't want to be around you guys anymore.
You're the monster. They're gonna hurt you.
All right,
I'm gonna
Dorman,
step
what'd you get on your
outside
investigation check?
I got
and
a
follow
21.
after Theo.
21. Okay, was there
It would
anything
have been
in
a gentle
particular
boop.
you were looking for?
I'm looking for most dock masters have like a list of ships that have docked in like like a ledger, keeping track of in and out. That's like the most important thing I'm looking for is that, and then other than that, just anything that looks interesting or like important. I'm not taking any of it, but I want to look over the especially the ledger of like incoming and outgoing ships.
Okay. You hear all the commotion outside from Somri and Theo and the few screams, and you're kind of using this as a quick, like, okay, this is how I can do some quick gathering. You through a fierce few drawers, you don't find anything except like a loose tool here, a couple nails there. You do find a change of clothes in one of the drawers. And you do in one of the the top center drawer that was locked with a key, which you quickly use and unlock. You find a framed photo with broken glass of the dockmaster and a female human. And then you also underneath that picture is a ledger book. And as you pick up the framed photo to move it out of the way, you notice it seems like there's a few drops of water that have fallen on the photo. As you set it aside and you pick up the ledger and you're able to read through it. If you want to try and speed read it, because now as you're kind of doing this, you're starting to hear a little bit more commotion outside.
If possible, I'd like to just basically I would like to copy down, like scribble down the names of like as many ships as I possibly can into my own notes, but only not for like forever, just in the span of time since like basically since the campaign started, since like something went wrong at the school is when I'm going to be like
so for
looking,
the last
like
3-ish weeks, 3.5
3 weeks.
something like that. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check then.
Okay. A 14.
Okay, as you're flipping through, you do notice that there's been an influx of ships in just the last week alone, and you're able to copy down a good amount of ships. You definitely don't get all of them. I'd say you get about a quarter of the way in the last 3.5 weeks of all the ships that have come in. To which I'll go over giving you a list of those at a later date. At this point, Samri and Aurora, you guys are outside of the dock, or outside of the office, right?
I am going
Uh,
after Theo as he walks away.
So, Samri, at this point,
I'm dragging the
you're kind of
dock master back into his shop.
okay. You've got him back in by this point already. We'll say like right as you close the door, you hear a town guard open up.
I plant the keys back on him before we open the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who opens the door?
Come on in.
Okay. Hold on. 1 sec. As you open the door, a single guard walks in. Another just male Triton in some simple fish scaly looking armor. He kind of looks around, sees the dockmaster laying on the floor, and puts his hand on his hilt. He's not hostile yet or anything, and he's like, what happened here?
He had a fright and passed out.
Did it have to do with the monster?
There is no monster.
We've had like 3-4 people who say there was a monster right outside.
Yeah, I heard that. That
Dockmaster's
was silly.
This thing holding him. Did you kill the monster? Did you save him for the monster?
I literally couldn't tell you.
There's
no monster. There's no
you...
monster. There's me, and I'm tall.
As you also hear, it could be perceived as a smaller monster, I suppose.
It's true.
We're used to half orc, so okay. They said it was like a 7-foot tall thing, frantically teeth.
I'm close to 7
and
feet.
As he's saying
I'm 6'2".
As he finishes saying that sentence, you hear from outside, "It's moving towards the town," and he's like, "Thank you. Is he breathing? Is he all right? Does he need medical attention?"
No, he's fine.
All right, thank you.
It's just a bear. It's a tame bear. Don't take him to the circus, please.
I am not crawling quickly at all. I'm just going real slow, and I am muttering to myself under my breath.
At this point, as you're muttering, Theo, you hear Aurora kind of behind you. You're not really, or you don't even really hear her. You're kind of zoning everything out as you pout. At which point, you take like 2 more pouty steps, and you see iron-cladded feet right in front of your eyes.
I mean, I'm gonna keep go. If I bump into something,
no, they're stopping you. They're standing right in front of you.
All right, I bump into the legs, and I'm like, I kind of just sit back on my butt. I just kind of let my arms droop down in between my legs, and I'm assuming I don't know how tall these fish people are, but am I like eye level with this dude while I'm sitting down?
They're about average. They're like 5'10" or so.
So I'm probably looking up just a little bit.
And as you sit down and hunchback, you see 3 of them fully clad in this aquamarine metal. They're not pointing weapons at you, but they definitely have them like half drawn.
I run up.
Gentlemen, how's it going?
Say, not a monster. He's not a monster.
Oh yeah, you're not going that fast, so yeah, Aurora would be able to. What?
I am going at
I just like picture her running and being like, "He's not a monster, not a monster, not a monster, not a monster."
Yeah,
just like running, sitting there, like. Ah!
What can I help you with today, gentlemen?
They kind of look at you, look over at Aurora. What magic is this?
It's radish magic. Wouldn't you believe it?
It's his own. He just got it. He can't quite control it yet.
It's the magic of the radish. You know, I'd highly recommend it to anybody.
Do you have a less threatening form?
Not really one that I want to be in right now.
Theo,
if I'm honest with you.
Theo, buddy.
Let me rephrase Let me
I kind of pull
rephrase.
away from you, and I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to you right now.
As you pull away, you see them all kind of tense up a little bit, and the one in the middle kind of leans in and says, let me rephrase. We request that you immediately show your less threatening form, or
And I
we
like
will be
very
take
carefully
action.
like tuck my big bear paws underneath my legs, and I go, "This is about as less threatening as it gets for me. So I guess if you got to start stabbing, you got to start stabbing."
Put him
Let
in
me-
chains.
Oh.
You watch as two guards come
Theo.
up and shackle your front paws.
I do not fight them at all.
As soon as he turns, those things are not going to be on him anymore.
Oh. Sirs, where can we find him?
You can find him in the jailhouse in the town square.
All right, thank
I
you.
was going to the town square, and now you guys have to take me there in chains.
Theo, dear.
That's what happens when you don't comply to orders and they start to pull Theo away.
All right, thank you, Theo. We'll come be there to get you. Just
No, you guys do what you want to do. I'm just gonna be in jail.
And with that, we will go ahead and take a quick break.
Wait, can I say
we will
something
be
real
back.
quick that I'm still doing?
Yeah.
Which is as long as that dude's still passed out on the floor, I am taking down more ships.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
not
perfect.
making any effort to wake him up. I see what you're doing, Dorman. I'm not making an effort to wake him up.
Okay.
Frantically scribbling.
You'll easily copy down everything up to the day that you guys, now that the guard has left, you get the sense like no one's going to come here for a second. You're able to completely copy every ship name that's in that ledger.
Awesome.
Perfect. All right. Those of you watching, we will be back in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10:20.
Because
Trying to remember
I
that.
need to eat and go to the bathroom.
Hi, Brian here from your favorite Practical Heroes D&D show, Vuuldonia by Starlight. This weekend, come to the Brilliant Bazaar, Vuuldonia's premier savings venue. Enjoy the summer outdoors with dehydrated fire. Just add water for the perfect evening setting, only 15 gold. On sale this week, Professor Doctor's Liquid Proficiency Doctorate, perfect for kids returning to school, now on sale for 55 gold. Looking for a night with a special someone? Try Bartholomew's Power Lube. Buy one, get one free this week only. Get those vegetables with radish by the foot, 2 family packs for just 7 silver, 8 copper. Big fish hooks for 1 gold. Have the orcs over to watch the Paladin games with Leviathan brand ale, 12 barrels for only 12 gold. Paper plates for $3.99. 2-pack set of God Teeth, 1,000 platinum. Adirondack chairs for the backyard for the first 100 customers. And this Saturday, come see Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame inductee Curt Schilling to sign his very own line of limited edition collector set baseball cards. No purchase necessary. So come on down to the Brilliant Bazaar, the most chaotic savings you'll ever find.
What were the questions for the break?
I think we already answered them.
Okay, perfect. That's totally good. Oh, for those of you watching, I did forget a special announcement. Tune in this Sunday morning for a special Immortals live stream featuring myself as everyone's favorite punk rock Sator Yuri with our DM for Immortals, Mitch, as we run a special little one-shot session with Yuri as some stuff has happened. Obviously, you guys won't have context if you haven't listened to the podcast. But yeah, so that will be Sunday morning to catch it live. If that changes, I'll put out some social media stuff. I'm not sure yet what time, so stay tuned. I'm thinking probably around 7 or 8 o'clock Mountain Time Sunday morning will probably be when we go live.
Fun, fun, fun.
Yeah. I'm totally prepared for Yuri to die. Just from talking to Mitch.
Oh,
I could, if you want to discuss strategy, I can tell you how you can just never die. It's 3 simple steps. DMs hate him.
Right. And for those of you watching that are like, oh, that's super early on weekends, I like to sleep in. I like to sleep in myself. Same with these videos. That video will, I'm pretty sure, be uploaded to YouTube as well to where you can catch it at a later date. If it's, no, yeah, because I think it got uploaded right away with the other little one-off session we did.
Yeah, I believe so.
Ethan Thorne.
Ethan
But
Thorne.
if not, the whole video will eventually be released, so you can watch it at a later date if it doesn't immediately load up to YouTube. So yeah, like I said, definitely just stay tuned on social media for that update as well. You'll get to see us have like a cool Immortals overlay and stuff because Mitch has been building it for OBS. Because eventually Those of you who have followed us from the beginning and here lately know that we are eventually going to start streaming our Curse of Strahd campaign.
About damn time. If you want to see the previous episodes, they are on YouTube too.
Exactly. Which we have like 3?
3 or 4?
I think so.
Hi, Graham.
I'm so ready to get back into that.
I love it.
Oh boy, oh boy. Gotta love getting into town and then immediately breaking into the dockmaster's desk. And I mean, a prison break was due pretty soon, so.
I'm gonna have to find radishes in a town that is clearly tropical, just to make Theo not pouty anymore.
I spend half of the time during this campaign looking over the extensive list of custom items that I have created, seeing if there's anything specific that I want to do.
Which reminds, okay, the spell that you cast on me, what was it again?
It's called Gift of Alacrity, or as it's more commonly known, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes.
Which gives you an additional D8 on initiative rolls for the next 8 hours.
All right. I have the D8 set aside, but I couldn't remember exactly if it was initiative or it was something else.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll make you go first.
Yes.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All right. We are back. Let me take a bite of my sandwich real quick.
Sandwiches.
I loved the ad that you did.
This is also a mukbang. What's the Japanese like
Mukbang?
eating thing?
Mukbang?
Yeah, this is also a mukbang channel. You guys didn't know?
That's
I'm
Korean.
totally kidding. I'm kidding.
That is
Okay.
Korean, though.
Oh yeah.
I
Mukbang.
apologize.
Yes.
Mukbang.
Still delicious.
Now we just need a charcuterie board.
I had one of those for lunch.
I had Korean for dinner,
Ooh.
actually.
I had Chinese food for dinner.
Mm.
Right.
I had
I had
Mexican.
American.
What did the chat have for dinner? Let's just get everybody's dinner.
Dinner check.
Dinner. All right. Real facts. Public service announcement. Drink some water.
Yep.
I got my water. I do. That is is that a bag? What the? Oh, it's a
It's
cooler.
an igloo water jug. Those things are amazing. This is evidently late 1990s now.
With my large straw.
Look, I'm 2 drinks
Oh, and then you got
down.
Somri here just fucking power bottling a fucking gallon.
What I have in my room.
Look, I might be the one wearing a short sleeve hoodie, but I'm getting one-upped by Len doing fucking gym rat jug of water.
She's showing
strats.
her own Dockmaster bicep.
I'm gonna be cosplaying as the Dockmaster. Definitely.
Cosplaying as the Dockmaster for real. Yeah. And everyone.
Right.
Oh wait. Well, no, never mind.
So Aurora, last you see is Theo getting cuffed and hauled towards the town center jail, while Somri and Dorman are not anywhere near you.
I will chuck it back to the Dockmaster place.
It
And
takes you.
let them...
Yeah, you get there pretty quickly. Theo didn't get nearly that far as you thought he might have. And you come inside and you see Dorman like in the middle of scribbling the last ship name, and he stops for a second, like, oh, and then
I just busted. I just busted the door. Guys, they arrested Theo.
Probably because he's a bear.
Well, he refused to turn back into non-bear Theo.
Well, as soon as he turns back into non-bear Theo, probably be let out.
I don't know. Because I asked him a couple times to turn back and he refused to. But he's gonna be in he's gonna be in the what was the jail again?
Sorry,
Town center?
Yes, that
Just in the town center jail.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you said Delta Center, and I was like,
Did they have
yes, the Delta Center
Delta.
jail.
It's Delta.
Did they have a warrant
Uh,
for his arrest?
No, they didn't. They put shackles on him though and took him away. And
All
they
right.
weren't listening to me when I said he was non-threatening.
I
Oh, is
prefer
Dorman studying law now too?
I've studied everything.
Let me know when I get to the jail, please.
I'd like to
But
keep in mind
Theo
my
was-
last
He'll be
interaction with the police.
Pretty upset. He wouldn't even let me
as-
touch him, let alone talk to him. So
At this point, you start to hear, you start to hear the dockmaster starting to come to.
Hey there, Doc
you all
Master.
right there, bud?
Sorry about that.
What? Where? He kind of sets up, looks around.
You're in your shop.
Wasn't there a fourth one of you?
Yes.
little-
Mm-hmm.
Did he? No. Please get out of my office. I've got work to do. And you can tell he's kind of shaken by everything.
Okay.
Just to clarify, I've
That's
put
fair.
everything away exactly where it was.
I figured you did the second you started coming to.
Um,
All right, you guys leave the office. What do you want to do?
Look, I'm not very good at convincing people things. But if you give me a second, I might be able to become a little bit knowledgeable about the laws of this local town. And I could perhaps use the armor to communicate to you. If you've ever seen the theatrical performance of it's called Hitch. If you've ever seen the play, it was written by a famous, like Bill Sturspear, I think is his name. Bill Sturspear wrote the play Hitch, in which they used the message cantrip to kind of communicate. I could do that and kind of tell one of you who's more presentable, kind of some law stuff, if you want.
You know how upset I get. I would probably not be the best person to try to talk anything out of anybody.
Well, Sabri, that leaves you. Are you willing to do that, or do you want me to try?
Sure, I can do that.
Uh,
Yeah.
all right, give me a minute.
She was really good when she went with me to jail. So
The last time I was in jail, basically, I just want to avoid going back to jail again. Not my
yes.
um,
But I am
Okay.
going to
go ahead.
find Theo radishes. I want to go find a bag of radishes for Theo.
Okay.
I'm gonna use knowledge of the infinite.
All right. Which it's been a week, so it resets. So you're at your first check. Give me.
Don't worry, y'all. I'm not gonna
It's-
die from this one.
Yeah, this is like the least threatening one.
Can you imagine being like, this is what pushes it over the edge?
Yeah, I go.
It's reset.
insane.
He's good.
So-
Okay.
For those, so give me the history check with exactly what you're trying to find.
I
Just the
want.
laws of the particular town.
Yes, specifically the laws of this port, like regarding arrests and warrants and like any of that stuff.
I
And
swear,
like,
if I ever find out you've done this, I am gonna kick your ass.
kick my ass like my name's Balamog. All right. Okay.
All right, go for it.
Ooh.
Did you succeed?
Yeah, I did. That's a 27.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh.
Was that a nat 20?
Not quite. That was one away.
No shit. Holy
Oof.
shit.
Oof.
Yeah, I have
You
a
guys are gonna
really
be able to
high
roll
hit.
over 30s, no goddamn problem at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be good
all right.
stuff.
Roll me that D100, buddy.
Oh boy, I'm gonna roll this my Dorman dice. Here we go. Where's the other one? There it is. All right. I got 54.
I think you're safe.
I think so
Pretty
for the
sure you're
first
safe.
one. I'm looking. Yeah, I'm
This
fine
one's
for the
not full.
first one.
Okay. You kind of take a moment. You put your hand on the skull. And you begin to focus on Sapphire Oasis. Again, you see yourself kind of in an ocean of twilight and stars, and you see the island out in front of you. And it begins to zoom in, and you feel like you're flying through the air. Sorry, I just looked up and saw the physical quality of Jared. Oh my god. So hold on. Can I keep it up, Jared? Hold on. I want to pin this for
Oh
everyone.
yeah, it's. Let me just keep it up. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I don't. There we go.
He's gonna have
So-
eyes after this. Don't worry.
So as you see your body getting ripped through over this ocean of time, oh man, it's not working. You oh god, you gathering mood. You zoom in and you see some laws being written, like as the town's being formed, and you see it mentions they do arrest warrants for known criminals, known lawbreakers. They do have a basic service where everyone who's a member of the town is required to serve in the town's guard for 2 years. And then after that, they can keep it going or they just kind of rotate out. Usually, if no one like constantly re-signs up, they just kind of rotate back through and eventually it'll be your turn again. And you see that they have a very particular not clause, but like a ordinance of town safety to where if more than 2 people have identified you as a possible threat, they will take you into jail for some questioning and processing. Doesn't mean you're going to be arrested, doesn't mean you're going to serve jail time. It just means we're going to question, figure out, what the deal is, and if, and it said, and you see as the last point, if at any time compliance with orders is met, free to go.
All right, I've got ideas.
And you zoom back in and you kind of blink for a minute, you touch your nose, and there's just 2 small drops of blood from your nostril.
All right, whew, boy, what a rush. Okay, Sabri,
Hold on, and I walk like around a corner and like whisper into the armor, like,
Sabri, could you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. We're in. Aurora, I'm gonna need to.
We're in.
We're in.
I'm gonna need you to accompany Sabri. I know that might
Okay.
be uncomfortable, but it is important for the plan.
Oh, that'll be fine. I confrontation is an issue. You know this for me.
Oh, very
Yeah.
little confrontation. I'll give you the script beforehand. Don't worry.
Okay.
And
Then we're
at
good.
that point, we will zoom over. And at this point, Theo, you're still kind of being led in chains. They're not dragging you because you are complying with at least going to the jail. And you're right outside the jail, and you notice it's a all wood building of white, stark white wood that isn't quite sun bleached. And you notice there's basically the Lady of Justice that everyone's familiar with is a statue of a female Triton in a similar toga, blind, holding up a trident that is like the fulcrum point of a scale.
Okay.
That is, as you notice, it is not unskewed. It is the scale itself is even.
Okay. As I'm taken into the building, like where the most amount of like town's guard people would be, can I take a secret sniff of the air to see if I recognize any doppelgangers here?
Absolutely. I believe you get advantage with that while you're in your hybrid form.
I do. That's going to be a dirty 20.
You don't smell anything that smells like a doppelganger.
Perfect. Thank you.
You smell a lot of fishy smells.
Well, yeah. That kind of goes without saying.
But no doppelganger scent.
Okay. I assume they take me to some kind of interrogation room.
They lead you up to the front desk first, to which you overhear the officers kind of asking what room is free. And you notice like a lot of the eyes are on you. They've never seen a fucking hybrid bear humanoid thing before. You get the sense of. And you hear him, you see that one of the behind the desk is a human, and they point down the hall as he's just kind of wide-eyed looking at you, and
like
they begin to
everybody
lead you
I'm
towards the
passing
room.
just like, hey man, how's it going? Hey,
Yeah,
how are you?
yeah. And they shortly lead you into a room, have you set on a chair.
Do I break the chair?
I was about to say, roll me just a real quick dexterity save.
Of course. 9.
You break the chair.
Chair shit. I'm just sitting there on the floor.
They kind
you
of
guys want to
back
like
at each
chain
other.
me to like the wall or the table or something?
Yeah, probably you do it. I don't look at those. And you see him kind of like, you do it. Fine. And they come and
Would you guys like me to do it?
No, we got this. And you
All
see
right.
it's more of the two that led you into the room is not the same one that like cuffed you.
Right.
So they're like, you kind of basically like got handed off in the hallway essentially. And so you put your paws up and they carefully come over, handcuff you to the table, and they say, Chief Guard will be here momentarily.
Hey, take
Wait
your
for-
time.
wait
I know
for
you
a few
guys are
minutes.
probably in the middle of doing a lot of preparation work for the festival, so I'm probably not the biggest thing on your plate. I mean, physically, I'm probably the biggest thing on your plate, but I'm probably not the most important aspect of the tasks that you guys have to do today, and I do respect that.
Well, keeping the town safe is always our biggest thing. So
Well,
at
obviously.
this moment, priority number one.
Yeah,
and to which
sure.
they leave. And we will hop back shortly to Somri and Aurora. And Dorman.
Not Dorman, though.
Yeah,
Dorman doesn't get to come.
that's right.
Dorman is hiding.
He could come, but it would be awkward. He's just feeding me words to say, you could sit in the back. You could sit in my backpack and whisper to me.
Or I
Sorry,
could give
Aurora, go
you
ahead and-
Humphrey and I could just watch from there.
Yeah, that's true.
Somri and Aurora, give me or actually it would just be Aurora. Give me a survival check if you're trying to figure out where the town center is, or if you're just going to ask directions, that works too.
15.
15. You get all the way up to the point where you saw Theo get cuffed, and you kind of look for a little bit, and you're pretty confident of the direction they went in from there. And you see a couple villager townspeople pass by, and you just quickly kindly ask, like, you're looking for the town center, and they point you in the direction and tell you how to get there. So you have no problems finding it. As you both walk up to the jailhouse, the guard house, whatever have you, you again see the same white wood building that's a little sun bleached with the Lady of Justice statue. And when you guys get there, the scale is slightly uneven, just slightly.
I'm going to be like in an alley, a couple buildings down,
Okay.
you know, like hiding behind some like barrels or something that I find.
Gotcha. Okay, at this point, we will go back to Theo. The door opens up, and you see this incredibly stoic-looking figure walk in a fine suit, not armor like the guards you've seen before, and he's kind of looking you up and down and goes, "State your name for the record, please."
My name is. Can we at least shake hands before we get this started? You know, I'd love to show you that I'm not like a threat at all, as you people seem to believe.
Well, seeing as you're a 7-foot tall humanoid bear, it's hard for me to think otherwise.
So, like, if anything comes into this town that's taller than you, do they also get thrown in jail?
Depends on the scene they cause.
Oh, could you explain to me what scene I caused? Like,
We have
what?
four people reporting that you were holding a limp body of the dockmaster leaving his office.
Well, yeah, the guy fainted. I mean, that's not my fault. I was trying to get him to his home.
How can I believe you? How can I know that's true?
Well, how can you know that it's not? Is it really on me to prove to you something that you assumed?
That's why we're asking questions.
Okay.
Why did he faint?
Well, as all of you seem to keep saying, I'm a big ass bear.
That's clearly noted, and I can see it with my eyes.
Yeah. Well, maybe he wasn't expecting it and keeled over. And maybe I was trying to be helpful by taking him back to his house where he could rest instead of just lying on the floor. But hey, if the kind thing to do in this town is to just leave somebody lying on the floor, then that's on me for not recognizing your customs.
Did you try to wake him? Did you give him a warning before you entered his shop in this form? Is this your normal form?
Why would this not be my normal form?
I have to ask.
Why does everyone keep assuming that I have some kind of different
gourds.
form? Are you not okay with people being bears?
There's people who can shapeshift. Be it from magic.
Why on earth would you assume that I'm one of them? There's a lot of assuming going on in this town that frankly I'm not okay with. I have not done a single thing wrong, and yet I'm in jail. So maybe I just need to assume that you people are horrible.
You're in an interrogation room.
I'm chained to the table, so I'm clearly not free.
Due to your own actions, sir, Our guards asked you to assume a non-threatening form.
Why do you assume that I can assume? Why do you think I can assume different forms? I'm really confused about this.
We have never seen a humanoid bear such as yourself, so we're taking every precaution, is all. Once you are deemed not a threat to this town, you are 100% free to go.
Okay, so you keep telling me that the way that I am become non-threatening is to turn into something else, and I'm telling you I can't do that. So,
Okay, go ahead and roll me a deception check.
would it be with advantage because he genuinely has no idea if I can or can't?
I'm gonna say no because you in fact do have a way to, or are you saying Theo doesn't know how to turn back? Is that
No, I'm saying the guard has no idea whether or not I have a different form.
Oh, that's a good question. I'll say it's a lower DC.
Okay. It's a 10.
Okay. He kind of looks at you for a minute. What ship did you arrive on?
You know, I'm explain to me why I need to answer your questions.
Because you've been frightening the town, and we want to make sure everything is okay. We have what we call a keep the peace ordinance. All we do is when
throwing
people have
innocent
a possible frightening appearance,
throwing an
bring them into
innocent person into
questioning.
jail is a great way to keep the peace. I think
Right
I'm
now,
done
you're
answering your
like
questions.
You're very innocent.
Can I, at this point, can we have the hitch moment? Because it's perfect timing.
Yeah, at this point, we go back to summary as you guys walk inside the building.
All right. Here's what you're gonna do. First of all, you have to select one guard. Just pick one at random. It doesn't really matter. One who
look
looks
around the room.
nice.
There's
I pick
plenty
a
of
nice
answers.
looking one.
Okay, you look around, you see the human sitting behind the desk.
Hey.
All right. Now there's an old town ordinance that says if 2 or more people report something as a threat, they have to take it in for questioning. I want you to report every single guard except that one.
No, that is what was told.
Hold on, I'm making sure I understand what he's doing. So you
Yeah.
want
So-
summary to tell the human behind the desk
That everyone else in this precinct
Is a
is
threat.
currently threatening me.
Because there's an old ordinance that 2 or more, and so I will also message Aurora.
Aurora, you have to just agree when Sabri says they are a threat. You have to say that they are a threat as well. That'll be 2 or more people. Hopefully, they'll just kind of flounder a bit, and that'll give us a chance to see if we can figure out what to do.
I lean in really close to him. I need to report a threat to my safety.
Are you talking about the keep the peace orders? Yes. One sec. He opens the drawer. Do you have your second or more witness?
I point to Aurora.
Okay, perfect. He flips through. Yes. Here we go. Okay. There's that form. Please fill that out. Subsection B. Fill that out. And can I get a copy of your residency papers, please?
No. I just got here.
Oh, you just got here. One second, please. He gets up, goes down a hallway real quick, and then in a few minutes is back with a female human who's kind of in a little bit of a suit. There seems to be some reporting needing to happen without the proper paperwork. Is that or proper forms? I just want to make sure I have everything clear. What seems to be the issues? I'm Chief. I'm Chief Medallia. I apologize. I need to introduce myself. Guard position number is 157-F. I'm the most senior officer here. I'm here to help any way I can. Sorry, didn't mean to be so rude. What seems to be the issue?
I lean in really close to her. Everyone in here has been threatening my friend and I.
Okay, are you? He kind of looks around. All the guards seem to be kind of not paying you guys any attention at all.
You see how they are not paying attention to us? They are trying to avoid our gaze. Ever since we got here into this town.
To which the chief says, well, I mean, to be fair, if I saw someone as stunning as you, I wouldn't want to gaze either. But is there a legitimate threat?
You are also a threat, ma'am.
Now, I see Chief Keeve has given you the 3 forms to fill out for the Keep the Peace ordinance. If you just provide your township residency papers, we can get this right underway.
Are y'all updating me at all?
Yeah, I would be while she's discussing this whole thing.
Residency papers.
Ask to see a copy of all of the paperwork that was filled out when they took Theo.
Can I see a recent report just so that I see how it's filled out? I know there was the threat that was reported earlier today. I was just wondering if I could maybe see that just so I have something I could go off of.
It is a pretty complicated paperwork, so yeah, one sec. You see her step behind the desk that the human officer, Chief Key, was behind, and there's a picture of the front of, oh, excuse me, guys, the Justice Building, and she touches the picture, and it kind of slides open to reveal a bunch of filing baskets, and she's like, here we go. So here is the first report, subsection B, subsection C, second report, subsection B, subsection C, third report, subsection B, subsection C, fourth report, subsection B, subsection C, and here's copies of everyone's residency papers. Seems to be all in order. And subject doesn't seem to. Oh, and here is the means to obtain paperwork. They're not putting up fights. Seems to be nonviolent, but need just to answer a few simple questions. That seems to be it all right there.
Ask how long it typically takes someone to do that paperwork, and question the timeline that it took.
Wow, this is like a lot of paperwork. Are people like used to doing this in this town?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a staple of our society since we formed the town.
So how long does it take the average person to fill this out? I'm like sitting there writing really slowly. Sorry, I've never done this before.
No, totally understand. For new townspeople who have just moved here and obtained a residency certificate paper, it takes a minute. However, if you are born here, it's one of the normal processes that's a part of everyday education. It's like reading and writing. It becomes second nature. Just because we firmly believe that if there is I'm trying to think how to clearly.
This is a horrible town.
This is terrible. We need to get out of here.
We have to get out of here.
Aurora, say under your breath, Wow, this is a tattletale fucking town, huh?
This is a horrible place. I'm not getting a retirement home here.
You were interested in
Wow,
real
this is a
estate.
tattletale kind of town.
Perfect.
Perfect.
She kind of looks at you for a minute. Look, I don't necessarily like it myself, but it's we. If I may speak candidly, Officer Keefe, you're dismissed. Look, we tried.
He threatened me.
hold it.
He walks away. He was threatening too. Write down his name really fast.
Ask for like 90 more copies of the paper.
I'm gonna need a lot more of these because these are for one incident each.
Keeve, bring more paperwork. She yells down the hallway. Look, I get the. What the hell is going on Twitch? Oh no! I think our. Uh-oh. Something like Twitch is glitching the heck out. I don't know what the heck's going on. Hopefully you guys are. No, we totally dropped off the stream. We'll see. No, well, we're gonna keep going. It says like we have no viewers. The session stopped. I don't know, so we'll figure it out.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway,
We're almost at time,
this is
anyways.
still- yeah. So hopefully this last little bit is still unstable connection is what it is, which I had a feeling was going to be the case out here in Montana. Anyway, she goes on to say, I understand it can seem tattletale and weird, and it's something that's super ingrained in us because we like to think that, we know who we know here. We welcome everyone. It's just when there is cause for concern, we just try to bring people in, just give a quick question, and they're free to go. Is all. But we want to make sure everything's documented because we also do question the witnesses that fill out these reports.
I see. I'll repeat all of it back just for the sake of Dorman hearing it. It seems really repetitive to her, but I currently seem like I'm a little slow, possibly taking a really long time to fill out this paperwork. And also everyone is threatening me. Everyone.
When did you arrive in town, if I can ask?
Approximately 45 seconds ago.
Wow, I mean, it must have been. I remember when we were on the boat here. It seems as if it was weeks ago.
Great. What ship did you arrive on? And then we can check with the dockmaster. We can confirm with the ledger, and this will all help. It's annoying bureaucracy paperwork. I understand.
Oh, the name of the ship isn't important. It was the adventure that brought us here.
Unfortunately, ma'am, the ship name is needed. I am the chief, so I can't bend the rules.
There's not a place on this document for ship name. It's okay. I'll just work on filling this out. I'll just take this over to a chair over here.
For this document, I don't need the ship name, ma'am. I'm asking. This is the keep the peace ordinance paperwork.
Right, I know. I'm filling it out.
I understand. The ship name because it sounds like you don't have your residency certificate. Correct?
Correct. I don't
remember.
I didn't pay for my passage. I don't really remember the name. Do you remember? I'll turn to Aurora. Dorman, what do I do?
I'm thinking to Dorman literally.
Hey, okay, ready?
Ship name.
No, look, don't say the ship name. Absolutely start flirting with her, and I'll be in a minute.
I'm not sure.
Well, while we try to recall the name of the ship,
Star.
How long have you lived
that
here?
Doesn't sound right.
How long have
I
you
was
lived
born
here? Oh, wow. Do you love it here? Even with all of the bureaucracy and the silly rules?
Luckily,
I said
only have
silly.
it
I
here.
didn't mean that offensively. I mean, I know they
Oh
serve an
no, I
absolute
totally agree.
purpose.
Some of them are
Why do-
incredibly silly.
Why don't you run for government and have them changed? Surely a smart woman like you with charm and skill could be mayor
ma'am,
of the town.
ma'am, I appreciate what you're doing. I do. I'm
Filling
flattered.
out the paperwork. Thank you. I also
That
really
and
appreciate
the
it.
compliments. However,
I'm
the
just-
paperwork still has to be done.
I'm just saying, if you also think that the paperwork isn't smart,
As you finish that sentence and stuff, Keeve comes back with like just a stack full of paperwork, and
bless
you hear it
you.
thud on the desk.
You are no longer threatening to me.
So
The
before we
one
can continue with
person.
anything, we are going to need every single one of these keep the peace ordinances filled out. And before we can, even though they are on our own guards, we take every keep the peace ordinance 100% serious.
Does anybody ever choose to like drop their complaint? And if so, what's the process of doing that? Just curious.
Then you have to fill out the keep the peace amendment form, which basically you explain why you're dropping it and things like
Dorman,
that.
I'm going to be here all night filling out paperwork.
I
And then recounting paperwork.
I kick open the door.
I turn dramatically. Is it another threat?
Give me
No, it's you.
give me a strength check to see if Dorman can even kick open the door.
I have faith in you.
Oh God.
Please roll in at 20.
I didn't roll a nat 20, but I did roll a 16.
Hey, that's pretty good.
You're able to. At first, you kind of like, and the door a little bit swings open, and then you're like, and it swings super slowly, like stops about halfway open.
I am wearing dark sunglasses, which disappear almost immediately because they are prestidigitationed onto my head. And I whip the hood off and I say, Captain, you've passed the test.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session, guys.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez, Lou.
Gotta love a
great.
prison
Thank
break.
you guys that have watched for sticking with us through the technical difficulties and the unstable connection. We adore you. As always, we will be in again next week, same time, 7:30 Eastern, 7:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Eastern Time. Again, tune in this Sunday morning for a special Immortals live stream. And once again, we want to thank our friends at Practical Hero, Dead Myth. Soundtrack I would say is provided by Epidemic Sound, but it didn't work. So we'll say it next time. As always, I'm Jordan, and may the dice always roll in your favor, guys.
Okay, goodbye.